Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Brandman Brandon. How you feeling, bro?
Good. Pretty quiet weekend. Didn't do a whole lot, so that was good for a change.
That's my weekend all the time.
You underestimate just how much money you save, especially too.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's right. Sunday, I went to the Blackhawks game. So, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey. And I was one of those people doing hockey. So that was interesting.
Which is awesome.
Dude, I loved it. It was amazing. It was really amazing.
Hockey games and baseball games are my favorite games to go to, especially in Chicago.
Nah, football.
Football too.
You got to come after the tailgate. That's why.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it a point to do that this year.
It's so much fun.
Waiting for the weather to slowly cooperate so I can go to baseball games.
Well, yeah, the season starts Thursday, so yeah, we definitely got that going.
Yep. I'm excited for baseball. I'm excited for baseball, and I'm excited for it to get nice enough to go to baseball.
I'm going to 1918 club, so it's all right.
Very nice.
Collective Movie Man says, hey, Spoiler Kings, are we going to do trailer reactions for Ballerina and the new Andor trailer that just came out today? 100%. Matter of fact, I already had the Andor trailer already up in the back street. So I'm ready for that one immediately. I cannot wait to really be able to react to it. We all know how skeptical I am on it, but whatever. Enjoy it, see what it becomes, I'm
gonna give it a fair shot. Like I said, I revisited the first season and came around to it a little bit more. So we'll see how things go with this one.
I'll probably falsely bless. So that's what we'll see. And tomorrow I'm seeing Magazine Dreams at 4:30. I saw it this past weekend, guys. Jonathan Majors is amazing actor. He really, really is. And I love the way he's just kind of like all the things he went on through the car wash, I guess you call it, when he went on all these different shows and talked to all these different people about specifics about stuff that's going on. And I'm excited for more people to try to look at it, Magazine Dreams, because overall the dude is an amazing actor. Just honestly, he's one of the probably 5 best actors out just by acting, period. That's how good he might be.
Oh yeah. The guy's an amazing actor. So see how things turn out with this. I'd like to really see him pick up where he left off career wise.
Well, I know this weekend it made less than $1 million, so we'll have to see. We got Annette in the building. Say hello, everyone. Everyone was saying hi. Said, can I ask you something? Do you think it's possible to ever watch a single movie on your watch list? To watch every single movie in your watch? It is very difficult to watch every single one. Even though I try to give it a try. I really do. It's about the money. I think it's hard to go and do all those things, but why not?
Yep.
If this ever became like a full-time job, I will watch everything. You couldn't stop me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I already watch too much. My wife's like, well, you going to the movie theater again? Huh? Why not? He says, because I feel like every time someone tells me to watch a movie, and I do, and I get 10 more movies added to my list. That's a very good point. Very good point. What up, Tank?
All right. What's up? Sorry, had some audio issues.
Hey.
We got Nikisha in the building. Says, good evening, Spoiler Kings. We got B. What's up? Everyone's saying, hey, everybody else, watch the last 2 episodes of The Residents. You got some decent taste. You really do, B. Mama Bear in the building. So we can
they're
start.
also all over the place, which is good. You know, it's not like
At least it's not boring.
one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Well, I mean, besides Tom Cruise, I was watching episode of Reacher, not episode the Reacher movie. Which one was it? I can't remember when he beat up the five guys took him outside the bar, and he was like, yeah, it's really a 3-on-1, not 5-on-1, because I'm gonna knock you out. The other two guys are gonna try to step up, I'm gonna knock them out.
Oh, the movie, right?
Yeah,
he does that in the show. I think season 1 too.
But don't you believe in it? Believe when it's depending on who it is. When Tom Cruise says it, I really don't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it with Tom Cruise, but I'm not fine with it when you're saying he's Jack Reacher. If that makes sense.
I hear you. I feel you.
I'm
we got
just too
Cleves in the
biased.
building. Nah, that's B. I said we got Cleves in the building. And that says I have a buzz, and if Jack would behave, I'll probably go to sleep. That's always good. Oh man. Keisha says I'm buzzing with you.
Damn. What's going on Monday night? I'm missing out.
Right.
It's a good night to do it, guys. Come on. It's cold. Say, I wonder what you guys' thoughts on Magazine Dreams are. I believe I'm the only one that's watched it so far.
I think so.
No, Brandon's coming to go see it tomorrow. Going to see it tomorrow. Well, yeah, Tate can watch it sometime this week, but yeah,
we're gonna get the review out like this week.
He's
for
amazing.
Sure.
He's Jonathan Majors is amazing. I'm just gonna let you guys know the ending of the movie. I'm not 100% loving, but him as an actor, the movie overall pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about the money in the box office.
What money?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's what I just talked about. I just said that. What I was saying. I was saying that it's made $700,000. It's not wow.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. I was like, all right, but as like Brandon was saying, he can't even find a theater.
It was only 800, which people are like, "Oh, that's a lot." I'm like, a full theater is what 4,200, I think. Full release is 4,200, and this one's only at 800. So
there's a lot of
people are like out here
it.
acting like, like no. I was gonna try to see it today. I was gonna try to do a half a day. They only had one showing, like that would have made sense for me, and it was at 4. And I was like, that's not early enough for me. You know what I mean? Like
Naperville had 3 showings.
Oh,
one was so one was like at 1:30, one was at 3:30, and one was like 5:30. There was no showings at the 5:30. I was like, it's not even the same movie theater, because the movie's probably like 2 hours and 5 minutes long, whatever. And then I think I was there for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. So basically, if you wanted to see it after work, it's can't.
Done. You can't. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, because I would have had to leave work early, because they're not showing it at the AMC Dine-In over here. They're showing it at the one on 600 Michigan. So I'm gonna be over there tomorrow anyway. So I figure
why not knock it out?
Yeah, just knock it out.
He's like, I want to go to a Devils game, dude. The Blackhawks game was amazing. I gotta say, it was.
I've never been to a Blackhawks game that I didn't have fun at.
So we had real good seats. Then my friend who works for BMO club saw us because we were sitting with her husband. She works there. We didn't know she was there. She saw us, called us up, invited us up to the BMO club, gave us a private box, and said, "All you can drink, all you can eat on me. Don't worry about it." I was like,
"Oh, that's ill. That's so cool."
Yeah, that's yeah.
Not trying to rub it in.
Yeah, right.
No, rub it in, man.
No, because Tank was going to go with me, but he had some issues. The one Sunday he couldn't go.
Like, damn it.
The one Sunday he couldn't do it.
Let me know when you're going next time. I'll join.
Hey, we can do it because I think he had 6 tickets for free from his job.
Oh, no bullshit.
Yeah. So
nice.
So just started Dope Thief. It's interesting. It really is interesting.
Brian Tyree Henry, like I started to watch it on Saturday and Sunday. I kept falling asleep though. That's what I get. I was up late the last couple of nights just playing Assassin's Creed. But yeah, trying to make. I'm probably like midweek. I'll make time and finally start watching it.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, Brian Tyree Henry is literally
Amazing.
class in pretty much everything he shows up in. I think like he's one of those that I've never seen a performance from him that I didn't like, and to be honest, he's probably becoming one of my favorite newer actors.
He has a lot of different ones too. A lot of different type of.
Heck, I enjoyed him as I want to hear him voice Megatron some more.
Yeah,
he's so good at that.
You know.
Yeah. He's again not just one genre kind of dude.
Yeah, no.
He's been in a bunch of stuff.
All over the place. Whatever you want, he got.
Exactly. He's what you come to. He's what you want out of. He's exactly what you want out of an actor in terms of versatility. He doesn't pigeonhole himself.
We got Sheed in the building. What's up, fellas? Right on time. And everyone say happy birthday to Sheed. He had a 50th birthday this weekend. So that's awesome, man. I'm so glad that you spent some time, but I'm sure Saturday night was crazy. His 50th birthday. That's a big 50, man. Awesome. Amazing. Congratulations on getting a 50. That's awesome. That's, so I'm sure I saw everyone wishing him happy birthday, but as soon as we got to that, I wanted to tell him, like, hey, no, all love from us, man. All love.
Well, he's 50. That's, that's only 25 in black people years. So. Yeah.
The way we look, 100%. But that's like 85 in how, the insides. So.
For his birthday, we'll do a little dance party.
Oh man, I wish we had the band. If we had the band right now, I will play the whole thing. Let's go. We'll dance it up for you, man. All night. So that's great. Let's see. Like you said, I figured I was going to try to chat here and watch it on TV. Hey, that sounds great. That's like a fun time. I like watching my stuff on the TV using the YouTube app. It's crazy. So look at you multitasking. What's up, Delta Dan? Are you feeling? We got Tony in the building. Spoiler Kings on the air. What's up, Tony?
Tony.
Always appreciate you coming in, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was also last night. I was on Anzo's thing. We're talking about Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we had a good conversation. I think a fun conversation about Daredevil overall.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that some people could not like it. No one said it was bad. Everyone agrees it's good. Everyone agrees it's good.
Yeah.
The level of how good it is where we disagree. And Anzo believes it's Law and Order. I also agree. It is a lot of Law and Order right now. But that's not a swipe at it, because Law and Order is one of my favorite things ever. Doom doom.
I love Law and Order.
Yeah, it makes sense for the character too.
Mm-hmm.
It just.
But I have a problem with him not being in the suit for more than half of the series that you're gonna, the whole season. More than half of it, he's gonna be out of the suit. That's hard.
But you gotta remember too, also, like season 1 was supposed to be 18 episodes, and they decided to split it up between seasons 2.
But once you've done that,
which sucks.
That's what's slow. This is what's slowing it down, right?
Yeah.
And if it was 18 episodes, I think it would be a lot better. You can even release 2 episodes a week, so it'll seem like it's a lot faster, and you can have a lot more depth. But when you're doing 9 episodes and then you're not getting into depth about who he is, or you're getting him back in the suit overall, he's not even doing action things.
But building up to it. All right, Brian.
Yeah, how long can you?
Yeah, it's the build up, and I'm rolling with it because heck, it's in the title, Born Again. But I still like the show.
Born Again. I'll tell you this: the first season on Netflix, within the first 3 episodes, he was doing action, doing Daredevil things. Now it took until episode 9 for him to get into the suit, but he was doing Daredevil things.
Yeah, he had his homemade.
Yeah,
thing.
The
and
thing.
this
So you're
he's
losing
doing,
the action part, and
yeah,
that's what
you
I'm
know,
saying.
and to an extent, I'm so kind of engaged with the characters that for now I'm okay with it. But I do think at this point it's time for the title character himself to show up, Daredevil.
Yeah.
I do like a lot of what they're doing, especially like a lot of the Matt Murdock moments, like with him being a lawyer. That interaction between him and Frank Castle is, I can already tell you, by the time this season concludes, it's easily going to be my favorite scene of 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 um of the season. I thought that was just plain amazing, and
That was
seeing
good.
Charlie Cox and John Bernthal just act off each other, that was great.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, as it stands, I agree, Brian. I've been ready for Daredevil to show back up.
I've literally given every episode a B,
Mhm.
which is really good. Like, there's not any shows that I've given that good of writing, that good of everything.
Mhm.
Missing action in Daredevil is huge.
Yeah.
And there are times where you could have added it to it, and they just didn't. Even though, and there's parts that I really enjoy. The interactions I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying the building, the mirroring of Fisk to Matt. I'm enjoying that. I enjoy the realness of it.
Mhm.
But there's some other problems that you have within it. So,
And yet, to their credit, the show's not losing me.
it's not. I don't think it's losing anyone, or even though it's not getting the viewership I thought it was going to get.
Yeah,
which is wild, which is really wild. I thought it was
Yeah.
going to get a lot higher rating.
I think that's the action.
yeah, especially how they've been. They announced the show almost 3 years ago, Comic-Con 2022.
Let me get to some of these comments because they're so funny. I love when cinemas did the Regal Pass. They lost so much money on me. I'm convinced why they discontinued the program.
Did they continue it?
No, not for me. We still good.
Well, the Regal one.
Yeah, the Regal might have. I know I'm other people that utilize it too. Nikisha, yeah, I do. I want to say, we'll skip around a little bit. I'm still buzzed from Saturday night. Yeah, so I know.
Nice.
So I wish we had that option here in Canada. Yeah. Well, Canada got everything else. Go enjoy your free healthcare. It's all right.
Yeah, right.
Kevin says Jonathan Majors can act. Sad to say that some folks will never give him a chance in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think they will. It just needs to be some more time. I think time kind of forgets
all. Yeah.
So, and he is really good, man. He's a really good actor.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor. So
I wonder if they will forgive him because of who he is.
I almost, he's a black man, because that's what I would say. It's because he's a black man.
Because he's a black man, and what happened, and the way she looks, people are going to have that opinion no matter what, and people won't give him anything for it.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure. We don't usually get 2 tries. She said, just got back from my second show in the magazine Dreams. That's awesome, because a lot of people aren't supporting it, man.
It needs all the help.
We got Professor in the building. Appreciate it. Delta Dan says, I actually bought my AMC pass once, Nikisha. They wouldn't let me cancel for 3 months. I tried to get my money's worth, though. It was 3 days a week, but you couldn't use your pass or anyone else. I use it now. I go anything I could think of.
Yeah, but when you initially sign up, you stay on for 3 months, and after that you can cancel whenever. But yeah, man, I've had mine. There's some months where I'm like, we should probably cancel it, and then like a month later we're going like
13, 14 times. And you're like, what? How did I do it?
But you go. I think you go like 3 times a month. It pays
now
for
it's
itself.
Now it's up to 4. You can go 4 times a week.
I'm just saying, like you just pay. It pays for itself after 3 times. So anything after that is just
it's gravy.
Yeah, But now it's now you can do 4 reservations, so 4 times a week, which is awesome.
Say Spoiler Kids just got them today in the mall. Jaws 3 on 4K Steelbook and Jaws 4 on 4K Steelbook. What did I get today? I can't see anymore. I got the whole Scooby-Doo. I know that. I got some Steelbook over there. I can't see what
I found this at the Goodwill.
Agents of
Season
S.H.I.E.L.D.
1 of S.H.I.E.L.D., like the best season. And then I saw this and I had to pick it up because it's one of his better ones.
Hilarious, man.
It's a DVD, but I'm good with it.
We got Ty said, "What up, guys?
What's up, Ty?"
Ty.
Brandon's gonna come back from Magazine Drinks to say he wants to wants his workout. Hey,
he's gonna be walking out of the theater like all oiled up, already flexing out.
So I gotta go get in the gym.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be jealous when I'm sitting in the theater.
Ty says that y'all listen to Denzel Curry. I have not. Had not looked at everything, but right. I usually go through it afterwards while I'm sitting there laying down. I go through the whole chat, see what the hell I missed so much. So if Minecraft and Cinders can't turn things around for Warner Brothers at the box office, I don't know if James Gunn Superman will be enough, even with the support from critics and the audience.
Minecraft is gonna suck. I'm flat out. That's gonna suck. I mean, there's kids who love Minecraft that don't want to see it because they don't care. Because it's not Minecraft. It's not their Minecraft. It's like it's so stupid. Like literally, Super Mario Brothers made the formula. Like, here, do this, and Minecraft's like, nah, we're gonna add Jack Black and Jason Momoa in live action. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? That's stupid. Sinners though, I think it's gonna be good. I don't know if it's gonna get any money though.
That's a good question.
I think they put a clip out from that today, didn't they?
Yeah. So it's one of the trailers I got on our list right now.
Yeah.
If we can catch up to some of this stuff.
Boycott with Superman.
I know. So what the hell?
Yeah.
Ty says 50 in white years is 75. I think 50 in white years is 50.
No, once you hit a certain age in white years, it is like you go from like 49 to like 70. Like it's just like you just get instant old.
Demi Moore looks fine still.
She does.
Yeah, but the problem is that, you compare Demi Moore to Halle Berry. That's where the issue comes.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that? Yeah. So I should appreciate the love, fam. Hey, you deserve it. You definitely deserve it. Don't tell me that. I don't feel like I'm in my 60s.
And that's all that matters. If you don't feel it, that's all
that matters.
I feel like I feel like I'm 100 years old. My body be falling apart in the morning. I be hearing like I'm like, what is going on?
Jesus, man, step your game up.
Hey, look, I doubt any of you guys could do my workout. I doubt anyone can do my workout. With that being said,
are you sure?
No, 100%. There's no, where you do my workout. our body types are different. Our body types are.
They really are. They really are.
You'll be surprised. Like I can stay on the bench. I can stay on a squat rack for an hour. It just going. Yeah. So our body types are different.
They are. Yeah.
So not all of us, Ty. Exactly. So everyone's still saying happy birthday to She because it's awesome. That's a great 50's amazing. Family still going to see Captain America: Brave New World. The Snow White wants to hit Disney Plus. Disney has had hit and misses in the box office. Hate channels. Channels are celebrating Snow White bombing as a win. It's not bad.
Yeah, we'll do the review. I think we all watched that.
Yeah.
No, it really wasn't.
It really wasn't.
Like
there was part of it that was horrible.
The singing.
Well, Gal Gadot.
That was bad. No, I disagree with you. You always hate on her.
No,
I don't
she
think
was
she's
trash.
my wife
This
will
was her
disagree.
absolute.
My
this is
wife would disagree with you 100%. She loved her what she did with that, but the singing was, and it's not even her fault. That's the
It's not even her singing.
studio. Exactly my point.
Why hire a person who can't sing for a musical?
Because they don't really care about that. They wanted to care about how she looks.
Yeah.
That's part of the look too. You know, if you hire a ogre that can sing, no one's gonna go see it anyway. I promise you. Oh my God, Anzo. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to start arguing with you already. All right. I don't want to start arguing with you right now. Leave my culture alone. All right. Just leave him alone. We'll argue on Tuesday.
I thought you were talking about Dre Mac, because I think Dre Mac met
Mike Coulter.
Like,
Mike Coulter. He took a picture with Mike Coulter.
I'm assuming he was at a convention or something.
I doubt he said Dre Mac for Mike Coulter, because
I doubt that.
he's talking about the Mac from Agents of Shield. Yeah. But yeah, Dre Mac is all 5'8". Just so you know, I'm in my 40s, so that would mean I would be in my 60s because I'm white. Well, all of us are too.
Yeah.
So it's good, but it needs to equal amount of action. That's exactly what my problem was with Daredevil. Just I don't even need an equal amount. Just give me a little bit in every episode. Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they're building up. So I understand what they're doing, but the fact that we're probably not going to we get 2 episodes this week, guys. 5 and 6 this week.
Oh, do we?
Yeah,
Nice.
We get 2 episodes.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
What I'm still, the problem is 5 is short. So 5 is probably going to be about Muse. 6, probably by the end of 6, I think we get some semblance of his suit. 7 is when he's probably going to put it on. So we're probably going to get 7, 8, 9 in the suit.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it was 18, if it was 18, that would be more than enough, right?
Yeah, because it'll be halfway through. He just put it on, and then you can go.
The problem is you're going to get you have to wait another year.
Yeah,
to see it.
Long break. That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I'm a bear. It depends on the hairline. With a bad hairline, you can look 25 years older than your actual age. Or just cut it off.
Go bald.
Kevin says, MCU fans want more action, less talking with Daredevil Born Again. Because it's Daredevil.
Which is crazy, though, too, because the showrunner, I think, or the writer, whoever, said, oh, this is going to be, not so much talky like the Netflix one was. I was like, what are you talking about? It's
it's all talky,
not
right
more.
Now.
But it's not bad. It's not bad, dialogue. It's
you
good,
have to do this dialogue, right? You have to give it some of it. Just balance.
Yeah.
I don't want the end to all be all action either.
I think that's what's going to happen. Which is fine, because then at least season 2, when we get it next year, would hopefully be more balanced, because he's already that character.
Yeah, maybe, because we'll talk. I guess we could talk about this episode, but it will seem more that the whole point with the Leroy character was about him understanding that the judicial system that he's leaning on, that this is the part that he's going to make a change with, is corrupt in itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the whole point of that lesson was. It's corrupt.
Worse.
So you're leaning on something. So the whole point of you becoming Daredevil was, hey, I can't get it done through the judicial system. I'm going to do it myself. And then he's trying to lean on the judicial system, and he forgets how corrupt it really is still.
Yeah, and heck, that scene with him and Frank, they really tapped into that, how reliant he is on the justice system. Only for, look what happened with his client.
Yeah, that's Leroy. Yeah. And then he said, wait, so it costs more for the government to feed me in jail, to put me in jail than to feed me. How about you just let me get enough money to be able to feed me?
Yeah.
You took away my ability to make money for myself. So you tell me I'm on my own, but then, you're going to put me back in jail because I still some fiddle faddle.
Mm-hmm.
So well, what's the right answer? You give someone the opportunity to really, become a different person?
Mhm.
You know, it's a very deep philosophical question, and I appreciate that it does bring that type of things up. But if it's Daredevil, you got to kind of talk about Daredevil stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Leroy kind of got on my shit list for bullying Matt for being blind.
Yeah, but you understand what Leroy is going through, and Leroy is not a good character. He's an asshole. But if you want someone if you want someone to change, you gotta give him opportunity and a way to change.
Yeah. On one hand, I definitely get that. And like maybe it took like rewatch for me to kind of grasp his plight because the first time I felt like Jim Carrey and Liar. Stop breaking the law, asshole.
Yeah, but what else what other chance do you have? You know, there's no way for me. No one else is there, right? There's no way for you to eat. No one's going to give you a job because you made a mistake. So how do you think I'm going to change?
Well, considering his rap sheet, he made like 80 mistakes.
But you're assuming that the first one didn't allow him to get a job from that goal, and he made a decision. I'm going to eat. I'm not going to live this way. So that's a huge thing we could talk about. We talked about last night. That was interesting in the round table.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a round table last night.
Yeah. Said thank you so much. Yeah, and he said that damn John Bernthal is so it can act. Sheesh. And the fact that they almost lost him because the shitty writing that they said it was before. It's crazy.
The original approach to Daredevil Born Again just sounded absolutely idiotic, especially when the formula beforehand was working. Things were going to be completely different originally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they said these last 4 shows are pretty much untouched. The ones that the ones we gotten recently, or 3 shows that we got recently, they're pretty much untouched. They're the same show.
3,
like they were going to kill off
3 episodes or
the last 3 episodes, yeah.
Oh yeah,
because they were going to do all the things that they did exactly the same way, which is interesting with the story. So Ty, I believe how close you are to black people helps. Y'all know how to take care of your skin and it rubs off. If you know what cocoa butter is, mama, and you're white, you're winning. You're winning. I saw this dude on Letterboxd talk shit about Majors during his Magazine Dream review. People are hypocrites. They won't do that for Brad Pitt, Michael Fassbender, Jeremy Renner, Josh Brolin. You can keep it going.
Yeah, the list goes on. I saw, because I think you put it in the group. I saw that person's
I'm white
thing. Yeah, I went on Letterboxd and I looked at, because I did my ranking for Snow White, and then I looked at Magazine Dreams, and it's like at a 2.3, I think 2.2.
Yeah, it's gonna be people that hate on it.
You know, and there was just a lot of that, like fuck Jonathan Majors, fuck this movie. I was like, yeah.
You should, it should be someone kind of overwatching it, you know, and realizing that some of the stuff is just not good to have around. Can you tell me something I can do to keep my lips from being chapped because chapstick doesn't work? That's what I'm talking about. Petroleum jelly and cocoa butter. Let's go. Trust me, fills in all the juices. It's greatness.
All the juices.
Like Keisha said, shea butter, cocoa butter. See, I didn't bring that up, right? I didn't make that up. I'm just telling you that's in the Black People Handbook. We all get that Black People Handbook at the age of 6, and we all understand. Page 4 tells you always keep a thing of petroleum jelly, cocoa butter is your best friend, and shea butter works.
Yep.
You don't have hair grease. Shea butter works. It's in the handbook, page 6, guys. How is Mike Tyson being forgiven for the R word, but Jonathan Majors can't get a second chance? Yeah, you know, but Mike Tyson has been made a fool of a little bit now, so they're making
kind of
fun
a parody
of
of himself. Yeah, and he's been leaning into it, starting really with what, like The Hangover, and then they really ran with it with stuff like Mike Tyson mysteries and yeah.
So you see, it's less of a threat, and they're making fun of him. And he, instead of just let people laugh at him, he's just laughing all the way to the bank.
He leaned into it. he leaned into it, which was probably the best thing he could have done. Well, not even probably. It was the best thing he could have done for his career. Look how it's worked to his advantage. His career basically got a new lease on life.
I'm gonna run through some of these comments real quick because you get so far behind. So I love a cop drama, but Jonathan Majors, John Bernthal. Yeah, that'll be hilarious. It depends on lip balm. I'm being honest with lip smackers a lot. If your skin is dry in general, it's a higher milk fat. Skin is best healed from the inside. Everything's best from the inside. The AMC pass would be double if they can use the pass for my wife and kids, but 3 movies a week is a lot with work. It is a lot if you can't bring your kids. So me and my wife do it, and I just buy the kids passes. So I definitely will. I don't have money right now. I'm only trying to get shea butter, vitamin E oil because I already have it. But I definitely get some cocoa butter and come April. I'm telling you, cocoa butter is it, man. Cocoa butter is where I live. She says I did 40 push-ups since I've been home. Magazine dreams. Let's go.
There you go.
I think the thing that really started to get me was the pull-ups. Pull-ups work. If you could do 20 pull-ups like this, yeah, everything changes. Not even like this because you're not usually worried about the bicep, but like this. Woo.
No, like I only do them like this nowadays.
Yeah, I haven't done it in 8 years this way because biceps are overrated. How many things do you lift like this?
Yeah. But, they're for show.
They are for show. Exactly. So I took my daughter to see Snow White. It's trash, saving money.
You know what? We're gonna get to that when we get to that.
It has nothing to do with the movie. It's all about Snow White, period, right?
I mean, yeah.
It says Sinister is too black, but there's a lot of white vampires.
Yeah. I don't think the problem is it's too black. I think the problem is the marketing. They people still don't know it's a vampire movie.
They added marketing to it.
Yeah, I mean that's
so J-Lo eats a ton of salmon and it shows it on her skin. Well, she's also fine. Fineness helps just overall. I think it's just fineness ages but well.
Yes, she is.
Whoa, here you go. Demi Moore is a way better actress than Halle Berry.
That
I never even thought to compare the two, to be completely honest.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I'd have to kind of think on that.
Because losing Isaiah
like
is
Halle
great,
Berry,
but the trauma that Halle Berry does in all her acting roles bothers me.
And I think losing Isaiah is when, like back during those days, I think that's probably, not even probably, I think that's easily one of her better performances. I
just don't like the trauma that she did. Always losing stuff.
Me neither. It kind of irked me even as a child. But I liked her performance wise. I thought she was great in that. I think my favorite role from her is, I think my favorite role from her is introducing Dorothy Dandridge. I thought she was great.
That's a good one. I mean, she was fun in John Wick.
She was fun in John Wick.
Oh yeah, she was.
Boomerang was amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect Stranger is interesting. Gothica, she did a good job in Gothica.
Yeah, I think 90s era Halle Berry is my favorite Halle Berry.
I mean, come on, with Jungle Fever and all those great movies that she was in. Yeah,
developed a crush on her in the Flintstones movie. I
developed a crush on her since day one. I was like, what?
I was a child. My life was comic books and action figures in my Sega Genesis. I think Halle Berry around that era. Well, we've talked about this multiple times. The year of 1994 for me was probably when I started paying attention to girls. That's when I realized I liked girls.
Man, F that. The Program in 1993. I was like, it was another movie I should not have watched.
That wasn't 90. No, you're right. That was 93.
It was 93. I should not have been able to watch that.
Mhm.
There's a
That
lot
Brian
of stuff.
saying he's
growing up we
like
should never
Jetfire
watch.
for Transformers 2. I feel like I'm 100 sometimes. Also, when I wake up, I have to like 3 cups of coffee just to wake up, or open your eyes. I can't even open my eyes anymore. So I did a ton of cocoa butter while pregnant, no stretch marks. I'm telling you, cocoa butter saves your skin. All the layers. So Disney
it
0-2
does.
so far, 2025. So Gal Gadot acting is ass.
Yeah, it's not very good, especially in this. I can't defend her in Snow White. I'm sorry. We'll get to that when we get to that.
So I have Vaseline, cocoa butter, and it helps with the dry skin when I use it, especially in cold areas. It really does help. Travis, speculation. Frank was snapped for 5 years, so when he returned, the Punisher group had already taken his place and ruined his name. Hence why he's so out of it, and willing to do drugs again. Because he was definitely no drugs. So I'll be 41 in 5 months. Well, congratulations, that's awesome. People say my eyes always have circles around them. My eyes make me look so old. A comic book series or movie should be action-packed. Matt Murdock, even in the original runs that we were talking about before, the Brubaker, which they take a lot of in the Brubaker, they did in the Brian Mitchell, even what's the other one? They have a lot of court parts to it. The real world, to understanding Hell's Kitchen. So this is still very comic book accurate. They're missing the whole action part. I mean, exactly, Steve. I mean, Daredevil is a lawyer, so you're going to get that.
Yeah, and that's always been a key component with Matt Murdock. So I appreciated that episode, like them showing that he is a good lawyer. And I agree, comic book content should have action. I do, however, appreciate when they do give us substance, which, like stuff like Daredevil or the Nolan. Well, I didn't like the third Dark Knight movie, but, so I'm only going to acknowledge the first two. Varying Marvel content does have substance to it. But, I think
alienate the people that are there to watch.
Yeah, I think the balance is important though. And don't go too overboard with the build-up. But we'll see what happens on these next 2 episodes tomorrow.
So my nephew will get dry skin, so it will crack in the winter. I told my sister because high in fat milk and worked healthy fats like salmon, no issues after that. Interesting. Tony said Leroy talks like my uncle. I think we all have someone that we know like that is like a little.
We all have an uncle like that. I think we all have an uncle like that.
I'm gonna push through a little bit faster first, so we can go a little faster. I feel Daredevil will be the only Marvel show this year that will have huge traction. It's not even getting huge traction.
It'll probably have the biggest traction of the bunch. What else do we have in terms of shows?
What other shows coming out?
Ironheart and Wonder Man. Am I missing another one?
I feel like there's one more. I can't remember. I thought there was 4. Was it Eyes of Wakanda or something like that?
Is that coming out this year?
Is that this year?
I feel like it's November. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear about Eyes of Wakanda.
That one's animated though, right? Eyes of Wakanda.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Tony might be right though. Because I don't see the other shows really people excited about it. So
No.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to see Robert De Niro's movie tomorrow, but I got such a bad rating on Rotten Tomatoes and Letterboxd, I decided to see Magazine Dreams instead.
Yeah. It bombed. Talk about like bombed. Like it bombed at the box office. It made like $3 million. Like
Magazine Dreams would be happy to make $3 million.
I know. That would be a win.
So I turned my Twitter into Tyler the Creator Stan account. Tyler is my favorite artist. Tyler the Creator. I just don't agree with his takes. You know, but
yeah, he's got some wild takes.
You know,
I like him though.
He's interesting. I like him. I do like him. But
I forgot what the group is called. He's like the unofficial group that he's with the other guys.
I hate what his take was with Eminem, even though I kind of agree with some of the stuff that he was saying. So like, yeah, but you know like he's talking about what's my favorite the greatest rappers of all time, and he was talking about people from his generation, but that's not all time because you're naive enough or ignorant enough to not check what's going on for all time because you only want to live with your life shows and you want to talk about what you see. I think that's ignorant. I think that's literally the definition of ignorance, and that's why I don't necessarily agree with what he says about his takes. You know, not knowing is literally what ignorance means. He says at least Demi Moore doesn't play a crackhead single mom in every movie. She did it in Swordfish.
Was she a crackhead in Swordfish?
No, she wasn't. She was a boss. Like
I was like,
she was like super elite.
Yeah, so she did not.
Oh, did okay.
But but that's
that and Storm might be the only thing.
And Catwoman, and those weren't good. That was a good movie.
Just everyone that went to go see it was on crack.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, no. I mean, she had. Man, I can't think. John Wick 3 was a crackhead there. Are we don't talk about good movies? Because she had other movies, just they weren't good. So Brian, I agree, but there are people who make excuses to not see movies. They have a majority of black cast. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, and it's not always racism because I mean, people like to use the racism word. It's sometimes just prejudice and not feel comfortable with what you're seeing. So comfortability comes from a prejudiced place, but it's not necessarily the same thing. You know, just it's like if I hire someone who's like me, am I being racist because I'm not hiring someone that's like you? It's a gray area, and you don't know how to like put that in there, and it's so people like what they like.
Yeah, but like majority black cast, like I'm really interested in seeing what that certain group of complainers say when Blood and Bone starts coming out, because the cast is stacked. The cast is like stacked. That's like holy shit, man. And it comes from like material that is like what bestseller. You know, it's got the trilogy. It's really like
I've slowed down on my reading, and I'm halfway through the book. The book is lore wise.
Yeah,
it got it.
Yeah, so I know Erica read the first book. Her sister read all 3 books. So I mean, people love the story. So I'm really curious when it's something like that, because like, what are you gonna say? Like, oh, it's woke. It's like, no, this is what the story is. Like, they're not race swapping. They're not doing anything. They're just telling the story that's written. So I'm really curious to see what the normal people we hear complain about shit.
It's so funny because then you look at stuff like Gone with the Wind, or movies that are completely total white cast. Like, is that a problem too? Is that a problem too? Like what? Where does the line drawn? Is being drawn. So these are discussions that everyone tries to kind of shy away from. I think you should just talk about it. So I really don't like Strictly Business and Boomerang. I like a few other ones, but she wasn't great in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I never liked her as Storm. I was not a fan of her as Catwoman. I didn't like her in the one 007 movie she was in, but then as a whole, that movie wasn't anything great.
I mean, you're right about the Dorothy Dandridge. That was amazing.
Yeah.
You're talking about Die Another Day. We're talking about the one, right?
That's the one.
What about The Eyes of Watching God? Their Eyes on Watching God.
I'd have to revisit that.
That's that Maya Angelou poem movie is based on that.
Yeah, I'd have to revisit it.
I can't think of anything else that besides John Wick 3 that was quality. So
I hope she
Monsters
comes back.
Balls is the best performance. No. You don't have to be a crackhead and have to sleep with Billy Bob Thornton to get you an Oscar. That's fucked up.
That's the pre.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what it was. So I have a hot take. Halle Berry. I like her in Catwoman.
To each their own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She said definitely a hot take. So we've been on Halle Berry since Strictly Business. I'm telling you, man, the program, man. Let's go. What up, Jason? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming in. I'm gonna keep on trying to push through so we can watch these trailers. Said I'm a weapon of mass distraction. 100% you are. I really like Daredevil so far. I like that we have a lot of Matt Murdock, and I feel once we get Daredevil reborn or born again, it will be insane. The problem is it's not going to be this season.
I think it will. It just be like the last episode.
The last episode, like no, that's way too long to go.
Yeah,
Daredevil. I won't say. I think 7. I think we'll get him a 7. Yeah, but he's going through the whole thing, and you see Fisk going through his thing, and they're going to come out on the other side. I think it's going to take. So I think Daredevil's going to enlist some of the defenders to try to help him with Muse, because Muse is a badass. And if you're reading the comics, Daredevil has a real hard time with Muse. Muse is just a serial killer, doesn't care about anything. It will kill everybody. It has all this ability stuff. I think what's going to happen is Fisk is going to unintentionally help Matt, and they're going to both. Fisk is going to realize that through the therapy that he could both be the mayor and Kingpin. And Matt's going to realize I could be the lawyer and Daredevil. They're going to mirror each other in the entire season.
It's just like that was the whole thing. I'm like, who's going to break first? Like who's gonna become their old self first? But obviously it's gonna be at the same time.
Yeah,
that's how it's gonna be. But yeah,
I have a belief that Kingpin hasn't ever given it up. You want to know what's his name? The one who cheated. She cheated on with Adam. Is that his
Adam?
name?
Yeah.
Adam is somewhere in some basement, strung up like this, getting beat up. Well, I think his fists are all bruised up. He's still getting it.
I mean, I don't know any spoilers, but that last episode.
Yeah.
The last couple of minutes of it, or the last couple seconds of it.
Yeah. It's funny because when they said, what's the last time you seen Adam? They both said, we haven't seen him in a while.
Vince's eyes are like bouncing back forward, like doing that.
Exactly. This is an episode of Scooby-Doo. Especially putting a parallel between Fisk and Murdoch are trying to be different, but ultimately we'll finish getting back to what they used to be.
Yeah.
Yep. See, Holly makes me feel good. I want to feel good. Oh my God. That's so bad. So I like Halle Berry and everything she's in, but my favorite character of hers is probably either Catwoman or Storm. She's not Storm. I love you, Nanette. She's not Storm.
I did not like her as Storm. I
struggle with Storm right there. Storm. Where's her African accent? Where she's from so many different places. She's like a Zimbabwe. She's like, Kenya. She's a Kenyan princess. She lived in Egypt. She was in Wakanda. Like you could have went with any of these accents. So you decided to give her an American one.
Well, yeah, and I'm not sure what accent she was attempting in the first one. And then I guess Bryan Singer was just so repulsed by it. Like, yeah, don't do that anymore.
Throw it away.
Yeah, just talk in your normal voice for the sequel. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. But yeah, the accent, is one of is one of the defining traits of the character.
It should have been Angela Bassett.
100%.
She was actually one of the candidates for the first movie, and
and they went with Halle Berry.
Yeah, and then the way they went about getting her, like they lied to her basically. So
yep,
yeah,
which is just even like,
Bryan Singer's a dick. I think a lot of these smaller movie theaters are just cash grab commercials until it gets on streaming. Maybe for Magazine Dreams. So maybe you can answer a question for me. Did the movie with Danny Glover? Can anyone tell me the name of the movie? Because I can't remember it. Well, Halle Berry and Danny Glover.
Halle Berry and Danny Glover. Have they been something together?
It's that one. It's like a mini series. It was like this is like the mid 90s. I'm surprised Brandon will have to. It's like 94, 93, 94, right around the time of the program. What's it? That sounds familiar. That might be it.
Alex Haley's Queen.
Alex Haley's Queen.
Yeah,
but it was a
miniseries. Queen, just called Queen.
Yeah. When she was trying to, she was mixed and she was trying to like figure out her place in the world, kind of that type of thing. It was something like that. It's a long time ago, so
yeah, damn. It's on Apple TV if you want to watch it. So.
Oh, that's cool. It's on Apple TV.
I didn't know that's at 93. That was way.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
So Angela Bassett should have played Storm. Yeah, 100%. So if you ever read comics, you'll know where the African accent came from. We're asking more where did it go? I remember my mom made me watch Queen. It was traumatized me along with Roots. I hate slavery movies. Yeah. Roots is tough. What's Rosewood? Ooh.
Oh, dude. Rosewood made me see red.
Dude. I had to stay in the basement for a little while. I didn't want to see anyone else. I didn't want to see anyone. And yeah, I don't like the idea that these movies are culture. Is what the idea of African American culture is slavery. I hate that idea because we've been around for 10,000 years before then, Africa, and you steal that culture and you tell you that these 400 years that you were the worst chattel slavery is your culture. And then you want to continue to put movies about that. Messes me up. I don't like it. I hate the idea of doing those things. And, I'm just not agreeable with it.
Whenever I think of Rosewood, because it made me that angry, and especially the actress who played the white woman Fanny, who started that whole trouble. Remember the Shaft, the Sam Jackson Shaft?
Yep.
You know that actress played Mekhi Phifer's friend, the white girl who was upset, who witnessed like what had not Toni Collette's character, but the blonde chick that he had went to the restaurant.
Oh
with.
Yeah.
You gotta love how she was so effective at playing a racist white woman. Yeah, you gotta love how effective she was as a evil racist white woman. She took on that role a couple years later, so everyone knew she was cool. Probably.
Well, I mean, you still there's a lot of times in history where these things have happened. I mean, if you even talk about Emmett Till, and we're from Chicago, so you know about Emmett Till. So I mean, when you really go down, you have people that have done these things, and I don't think I like to focus on that. I would like to focus on something different. So Storm should have have an African accent. She's an actual African queen. She's literally that. She literally is.
That's another thing about X-Men that I've always liked. Just the whole kind of the international scope of it, and that these people came from all different places. How many regional accents did you hear in the live action movies besides Nightcrawlers and Anna Paquin's very slight attempts at a southern accent?
You sound like Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah.
Even Colossus. It wasn't until the Deadpool movies that Colossus had a Russian accent.
You know, I mean, accents are hard. Like, you know, I've only heard one good Jamaican accent ever. So,
Dougie Doug's in Cool Runnings.
oh my god. If I had a Phantom Zone, I would throw you in the Phantom Zone for saying I don't care about all black, white, Latino, and Indian cast as long as it's good.
Yeah.
And if it's cultural, that works. You should appreciate cultural things. We should be able to experience each other's culture through those type of lenses.
Yeah.
So I've never watched any movie with an all cast of all Asian cast. But I've never really got into that. You know, I would just watch about anything. Not all, but Crazy Rich Asians is pretty.
That's mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
What's the other one that we watched? The funny, goofy one.
Joyride.
Joyride. Yeah.
It was all Asian women, basically, or Asian women.
And I don't know if the one with Aquafina and Sandra Oh counts because it was only two Asian quiz lady.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah, fun movie.
So Kingpin is using Adam as a meat punching bag for sure.
Yeah.
So Dr. Dan just finished episode 3 of Dope Thief. It's intense. Can't wait to discuss it. It is very intense. Very, very intense. That's something I'll probably be. I don't know. We'll probably have to discuss after a while because that was. You have to watch it. Just watch the first episode, and if you like the first episode, you really like the series so far. At least what I've seen so far.
Is it dropping weekly or is it all out right now?
Weekly.
Okay,
it's weekly. It's on Apple TV, and it's real cool.
Oh.
Yeah. So the closest thing I've seen to watching an all Asian cast is Vampires: The Turning. There are only two white people in the whole movie, and everyone else was Asian. But we just said Crazy Rich Asians is very Asian, very Asian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, that's not her. That's Paul Patty. Yeah, that's why I didn't put it up. And Deja Vu. Where are we at? Nikisha, multitasking, Love Angela Bassett. Yeah, slave movies provoke my emotions. I hate them.
Yeah,
because you think that's your only past. It becomes your culture, and I don't like that. I wish they had have gotten someone more Jewish to play Magneto in the X-Men movies because Magneto's a Jewish in the comic books. I think that's a big part of Magneto's story. The problem is the further we get from the Holocaust, how do you put it into X-Men if you want to put it into today's day?
Yeah.
You know, it's getting harder and harder to do that. And is Magneto now going to be 100 years old?
Yeah. I mean, that's all you do. You just retcon the character a little bit where you make him where he's Wolverine, basically, like with the aging wise.
That's a good idea.
They're like, he ages slow.
I feel like that's the only way, since the MCU is kind of rooted in. If you want to get technical, it takes place in the future after the time jump with the Thanos snap. Not like too far into the future, but a couple years from present day.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how they tackle that.
Man, no, I agree.
It's a key part of his character.
The bobsled team. Hey, says Tank without glasses kind of looks like Paul Walter Hauser.
Man, not you too, Ty. I already get it from Kyle.
That's
not a compliment, man.
He said it worth the scene. Did I miss one of Mama Bear's? Oh, here you go. Yeah, sorry. I respect multitasking, but I'm not good at it. I haven't made Brandon blush yet, so he's been trying. There it goes. There we go. We had to wait. We had to let it breathe a little bit. So yeah, remember when Frank Ocean beat up the security guard? Yeah, that was. I don't remember how long ago that was anymore. How you doing, Maria? So Delta Dan, I was holding my breath, nervous for the whole episode. So mutants age slower than Homo sapiens. That's my head canon.
Yeah, they're gonna have to actually make it canon.
Yeah, that's a possible way around it. You know,
you could use that. Say Magneto used some of Wolverine's blood or something like that to help him slow the aging gap, or when they had him.
But something with like the magnetic field does something to his aging. I don't know. Like you could literally just make something up. Like, you know, you don't even need to spend a lot of time on it. Like, oh yeah, he just hit 60 and froze. Basically, got the gray hair, and then that was it.
All right.
I wouldn't mind seeing like a Magneto though from the X-Men cartoons, where he's old, but he's still like fucking jacked.
Yeah, like amazing.
Yeah. Like just like a mountain of it. Well, not like a mountain, but like on the bigger side.
Yeah, he was pretty ripped and cut in there.
We'll have Jason Statham be him too.
Could you imagine Jason Statham as Magneto?
That's a Magneto. Oh my god, that'd be funny.
Magneto. I'll put a wig.
Give him like the flowing white-haired wig.
It looked like a freaking Witcher.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and watch this Andor trailer. So it's on you, Tank.
All right. Man. All right. Where we at? Awesome. I just watched the trailer. Then we'll get back into your comments, and then we'll get into Snow White and Daredevil, and maybe another trailer.
We need like 3 trailers, I think, tonight.
Yeah. All right, let's check out this Andor. All right, what is up? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer. We're Brian the Grizzly over here, and we're gonna check out the new Andor trailer. I haven't seen it yet. I heard good things. I heard other people talking about it, and they're pretty hyped about it. I like the first trailer, so
I'm the resident Andor hater, so let's see.
Yeah. So yeah, let's check it out, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Bring it up.
I came with you to be part of something. The Empire cannot win. It's a different kind of mission. If it goes up in flames, it will burn very brightly.
But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win. We have to. We must stand together. We will be crushed.
Resistance is absurd.
It's a weapon. They're building a weapon. The monster will come for us all.
Revolution is not for the same. You're right here, and you're ready to fight. There's a future here for those who dare.
Welcome to the rebellion.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I didn't see that trailer. It looks solid.
Yeah. That's another good trailer. Like I hope the show's good. You know. Ooh, when he says was the revolution is not for the sane, I was like, that's a good line.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I think that was my standout line of the trailer, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think what Brian you're thinking, this feels like more Star Wars than the first season, just from the trailers so far. We only got 2 trailers.
And it gives off like a vibe that goes hand in hand with Rogue One.
Exactly, it feels more Rogue One.
One of my favorite Star Wars movies, by the way. But yeah, it feels more like a companion piece to that.
Rogue One is not one of my favorite Star Wars movies, but it's good. Star
I mean, it's
Wars
the best
movies,
Disney Star Wars.
yeah. Well, that's
It's
the world's tallest little person. Okay,
it's the Suicide Squad movie that Warner Brothers failed to deliver that year.
It looks interesting.
Mhm.
If you told me that the show ended up being very pretentious and not very action and being boring, I can believe it. Right now, from what I'm seeing, I'm going in thinking that it's going to be good. All right, that they're going to do it. But if it turned out to not be good, I can see where I could still see those elements. There's nothing that surprises me here, because the first season had great trailers, and none of that shit really happened. Everything that happened in the trailer, that's all the action you got. So.
And I'm expecting it to be divisive, just as divisive as the first season. Because aren't Tony and Dan Gilroy still in charge? Aren't they still doing this show?
Probably. I haven't heard about anybody leaving.
Yeah, because they've always been pretty divisive writers and directors. Just kind of look at their track record. So when I heard that they were taking on Andor, I kind of expected something pretty divisive. They're very niche directors, so I'm kind of expecting that, to be honest. Again, this coming season, I'm expecting something just as divisive.
Like, F this, F it, and I don't know if Star Wars could stand to have another show to be like Andor season 1 was, and be that divisive and non-action packed. Yeah, and honestly, that's what I'm worried about. They're going to kill Star Wars.
I don't think they'll kill Star Wars.
It's deathbed. So
I think that I don't think they'll kill Star Wars. I think that a lot of the major franchises, more often than not, or at least sometimes, have like that one attempt at doing something kind of like artsy fartsy or art housey. And I think this is the Star Wars this is Star Wars art house.
You're not wrong.
But you can't do that with the bad press and the bad stuff that you've been releasing. You're not on a track record that's ascending. You're on a track record that's descending. So if you do that and take that chance, you could kill the franchise. Literally what I'm talking about. If you look at what they've released, it hasn't been good. And they're losing more and more people all the time. So to think that I'm Star Wars, I'm above that, I can do whatever the hell I want. Guess what's going to happen? People are going to stop paying attention, and no one's going to care.
Star Wars has always had a kind of political commentary to it that they really haven't kind of scratched the surface with. So I do appreciate what the Gilroys are doing. I do get what you're saying in terms of the timing with a lot of the quality, like what was the last Star Wars thing that came out? The Acolyte? No. Skeleton Crew, which was kind of more aimed at a certain demographic, and then nobody liked the Acolyte.
Well, you keep on going. You're not keep it going. What else came after before then? And then went before then, and then before then.
Wait, what was
nothing has been good since what? The Mandalorian season 2?
No, wait.
So you have Ahsoka. You have but people are just like
Kenobi.
Kenobi, that people think is the worst thing since I don't know, Outhouses. Like I mean, you could talk about Solo. People hated that shit. I'm talking about like everything they've done has been subpar. You're not going far back enough at how bad this has been. And when you really start to add things up, you realize you can't go a decade with bad shit and think that you're going to still get the same answer.
But the problem with Andor is critics love this shit. Season 1, people love it. That acting like it's the best thing ever.
Some people do, and then some
yeah.
people hate it. But it's divisive.
I mean, I think most.
core.
I wouldn't say most fans, but but it won awards. It won stuff. I mean, you have a bunch of people that are like, this is like the best Star Wars ever. And I'm like, it's wild. But
a lot of critics eat up that that kind of artsy type, the art housey kind of,
And what happens when you lose your
core fans, which is the main issue?
What happens, Brandman?
Yeah,
it dies.
Well, for me, Star Wars is never going to die. Well, it'll take a long break, but it'll never die.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to
let George Lucas die, and then let them keep on doing stuff like this and watch.
They won't die.
Yeah, I think it has enough longevity. It's been around for it's still stood the test of time in terms of even with the quality at this point in time. But we'll see. I hope I hope there's more. I don't want to say engagement because, like I said, the second time around, I warmed up to it a little more, but I would kind of like for them to deliver a little more of what we associate with traditional Star Wars, but we'll see. I kind of appreciated the approach, but it's bigger than me.
We will see. Because I'm telling you guys, things have died before. It's never going to die.
Andor's not going to do it though, because too many people like Andor. Like I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes. It's a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes with the critics, 87% with audience.
And then, but you see all the other hate too, and then how divisive it could be, and how many people you're losing in the core audience of it. And then you're gonna put out the Rey movie, and then so I'm telling you.
I mean, we're just talking about Andor right now, though. But
no, I'm talking about Star Wars. Yeah, I'm telling you that Star Wars could die soon. It's like if you keep on
bad,
going,
they'll put it on the shelf for a while and just kind of.
You're really thinking that people are not going to forget, people are not going to die out, and then the newer generation is going to be worried about.
Now people love the prequels. That shit's trash. Ask Gonzo. That shit's garbage, But you wait long enough, and people are like, "Oh, you get nostalgia to it." Oh, the prequels suck ass, man. I watched them again, and I was like,
the prequels were just 2.5 hour CG showcase reels. The best one out of
I just disagree with you guys.
The best out of the bunch,
literally a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I still disagree.
I rewatched them too.
Trash.
Yeah, episode 1.
I would think Revenge of the Sith is great, and I don't give a fuck what y'all say.
I'm sorry, I rewatched it because of you. I rewatched it because of Hanzo. I was like, oh, this is bad.
Revenge of the Sith is good. I don't care.
Episode 1
has a good ending.
Episode 1 was episode 1 was not very good. But
again,
Phantom, the Clone or Revenge of the Sith, or Attack of the Clones.
You guys were talking about what's being ranked, how is ranked, and tell you, Revenge of the Sith is ranked high.
It's my turn.
You've been talking for 5 minutes. You won't get to the point.
I wanted to just.
And then,
but people were saying that back then.
That Revenge of the Sith was just.
It had a great fight, and that's what people love about it.
Mm-hmm.
It had a great fight. The beginning sucked. The ending where he screams "No" was stupid as shit.
The only thing I thought was stupid.
It was one of the best. If it was the best fight in Star Wars ever,
not easy.
I'll give you that. The best fight, hands down.
I also think that I will say this. The only thing that I thought was really stupid is that she died because of bad feelings. But that shit.
She died of a broken heart. Two brand new kids to live for.
Yeah,
and she's still hung up on the dude who just force choked her out.
Yeah. So Darth Maul was bad. That's why it has good parts. Darth Maul should not have died though. But either way, but when the prequels were coming out, people were saying the same thing. This is the end of Star Wars. It's dead. We're Star Wars is done.
But Tank, you gotta remember, as you go along, you have more baggage. As you continue to go, you have more baggage. So like
But
it's
you're
not the
saying it's
same. It's comparing. You keep as you keep on going, more baggage is people are gonna stop to not agree. People are not going to want to see it anymore, or it's going to lose.
But you put
It's
it on the
target
shelf
people.
for a while. You put it on the shelf for a while. People are gonna like it because that's what happened with the prequels and the sequels. You know, people were like done. They're like, Star Wars is dead. The prequels suck ass. You put it on a shelf for a long time, and then you release a new one, and it makes $1 billion fucking dollars.
Yeah, but what if those people die out? I don't you think you guys remember like Star Wars? It's easy to do it 30 years later. It's hard doing 50.
But you don't,
You know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense?
Prequels, or the originals to the sequels. That's what you're talking about. From the 70s
And
to 2000
as you go along, because those kids were teenagers right then in the 70s, right? Teenagers, the people that really are following it, they're there during this time. When those people die out, we'll see. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait 10 years, and then I'm
makes
gonna
$1 billion.
I'm gonna wait 15 years, and I'm gonna wait. Like told you, you're not even gonna know I'm texting. This told you, it's gonna die out. No, if all it needs is one good movie. If it has one good movie, that changes everything. If it doesn't,
they need to stop with. I'll say they need to stop with the shows. Stop with the shows. Like, it's Star Wars is movies. And Star Wars
supposed to be an
are
event.
movies.
And you're not doing the Force, you're not doing lightsaber battles, you're not doing good choreography. I'm telling you, it's going to be a problem.
Like if Andor was the only Star Wars show we got, I'll be cool. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, it's a random side story, whatever. But it's one of like freaking. It feels like 100 shows at this point. You know, like they need to stop with the shows. They just need to stop.
All right. Well, what are the comments saying?
I know you guys in comments are go. I saw all the comments.
I was like,
okay. Yeah, I got to scroll way
she
up.
says it's kind of dead now. Andor and Last Jedi are only Disney Star Wars things I liked.
And the Last Jedi?
Yeah, I know. I love you some Star Wars, just not the shows as of late. Dan says Star Wars is kind of dead, but the last two shows, Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, still did better numbers than Daredevil, which is a better show. Ahsoka got decent views, but wasn't great. It had good parts for me. I agree with that. Star Wars is like the only thing that's been nominated for awards since the original movies. And I consider Andor a more political thriller TV show. I don't consider it a real action-based. And this final season, Andor will end the beginning where Rogue One starts. Listen, Star Wars ain't dying with Andor. The beginning of the death. The beginning of the death. I'm telling you, because it's a downward thing. You can't continue to go down and think that this shit is going to.
Too many critics are going to like it, and enough fans are going to be okay with it. And it's not. Andor's not going to be the issue. The biggest issue, I think, is going to be the Mandalorian movie. If that tanks,
I'm not.
then
Mandalorian.
I'm
not worried about the Mandalorian movie. It's the Rey movie that will come out before then.
So is the Rey
movie's coming out before the Rey movie?
Neither one of them has a script.
Isn't the Mandalorian movie filming at the moment?
I thought so.
I thought they also still haven't finished finalizing.
Yeah, isn't the Rey movie like in a state of limbo?
So that's what KK said. She's going to get that done before she leaves.
The Mandalorian movie, which is wrapped filming and is scheduled for release of May 2022. So it already done filming. Yeah, we're getting the Mandalorian movie like 2026. So yeah, we're getting the Mandalorian movie. That's going to be the thing, because that's going to be the first movie since Rise of Skywalker. So if that fails, if a movie fails, then that's the legit beginning of the end. Because the Rey movie is just going to be throwing oil on the fire at that point. If the Rey movie even happens.
Well, we'll see, because it says Star Wars finally course correcting a major movie problem. It's done and they're doing reshoots already, but it's already a much cheaper movie because of CGI. Okay, well. I don't even know if the Rey movie is happening. As long as they've been talking about it, there's still no script. There is no script for it. I looked at that earlier today.
Hey, we can ask John Boyega in a couple weeks.
Well, he's not
you
going
know
to be
about
he's already going to not do it. Revenge of the Sith is fucking awesome, and the only thing I like about the episode 1 is Darth Maul. One thing I like about Clone Wars is it ended. It's the very
At
end.
the very end. Yeah.
Darth Maul was badass. Yeah. That girl Collector. Palpatine drained her life force to save Vader. George Lucas is going to bring Darth Maul back for the sequel script. I guess he did an animated show. He did.
Yeah. I have the movie of all the animated episodes together that gives you, at least in the Clone Wars cartoon, and you get all of that, which is awesome. And then it finishes in the other cartoon. Jesus, I'm gonna brain fart. That was
Clone
also
Wars,
another
but
great one.
what's the one after Clone Wars?
With Ezra Bridger and
Bad Batch.
No. Oh my god! Come on,
Damn.
some guys. You guys.
I know
got
somebody in chat knows it. The other cartoon with Ezra Bridger, Ahsoka pops up in it. You get the Rebels.
Rebels. Oh my god, Rebels. Yes,
That's
that's
it, man.
it. As soon as you said it.
Yeah. So that's the Darth Maul's story ends in Rebels, and like, he has such a great story that was wasted, but at least we got it in cartoons.
So Andor is the only Star Wars we're getting this year. Ray Park is why the fights in the prequels were so good.
Yeah.
So I really like.
That's why the
Andor for
Ahsoka and
record.
Darth Maul fight. The Ahsoka and Darth Maul fight in season 7 of the new Clone Wars was great because it was Ray Park. Like, they did motion capture. Awesome.
I wish they would have done a trilogy of Tony Todd as the villain. Imagine Tony as a Psy. His voice is perfect. Rest in peace, Tony Todd.
Tony Todd was awesome.
He said it.
Yeah, it was.
Mandalorian's already done filming. Mando movie is filming, and Ray there's no script and no timeline. It has no script but she's is pushing the timeline. People love Andor. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I like it. So I don't think it'll start the start. It will be the start of the Star Wars or the death of Star Wars. Boy, you got screwed in the sequels. Watching Spoiler Kings and my life is a peak. And then Delta Dan, thank you for Rebels. Appreciate that.
I don't know why I forgot them.
Darth Maul and pod racing were the only good things about episode 1.
The pod racing.
Pod racing was
I love the pod racing game. I played the shit out of that game.
I didn't think that the movie did a great job with it. Whatever. The final season of Clone Wars was epic. So yeah, so epic. All right, those are the rest of the comments, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you get to talk about Star Wars. It's all over the place. But cool. We appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys so much for checking out the Andor trailer with us. If you want to check out more trailers, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's YouTube know we're doing some good stuff over here. And make sure you come and check us out every Monday and Thursday when we are live, talking about movies, TV, trailers, all the other fun stuff. We're obviously gonna be breaking down every episode of Andor when they drop. So make sure you come and join us with that. And if you're in the live chat, we appreciate you guys sticking around with all your comments. Stick around, and we're gonna get into our next topic right now. Oh, when is it coming? April 22nd?
April 22nd, yeah.
What else is coming out in April?
Sinners.
Besides Sinners, yeah.
Oh, the TV show. Last of Us, right? Is the 13th, I think. And then a week later, we get this. There's something else too.
I hate this.
What's that?
No, the Ray movie that they have is slotted for the first quarter of 2026, but it doesn't have a fucking script.
There's no way. There's no way because the Mandalorian movie is May 22nd. Yeah. You know, and that's already done. Filming.
So it was already. They moved it from the beginning to the December 26th, 2026, or December 18th of 2026, and then they moved it again.
Yeah,
to the 2027.
That's annoying.
2027. No,
yeah, 2027.
Even that. I mean, you gotta get some movement on it. I think they can't wait for the Mandalorian movie because by then you would have to go 2028 2028, maybe early 2029 at that point, and KK will be gone by then.
Mhm.
They have to start filming before the movie get released.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't.
They'll have to get
I don't know.
started with it.
Yeah.
What was that?
I heard rumors that people signed on, but I don't think anybody's officially signed on yet.
I don't think anyone is.
They
Yeah.
were people, and then they dropped. Yeah, I wonder why.
The actors or writers and stuff.
Writers.
The writers.
They don't have a director.
Yeah.
They don't have a
who the hell
director.
would wanna
Writers
touch that?
have come on and come off.
I'll be right
Remember
back.
George
All right.
Nolfi?
Yep.
Yeah, George Nolfi
Oh,
was
that's
there.
right. Yeah.
Remember?
I remember that.
And then Damon Lindelof,
Mhm.
and Justin Britt Gibson, and then Stephen Knight.
That's right, Stephen Knight. I remember that one.
So yeah, all those writers have been there. So like, this is not like they're coming from nothing. But yeah,
If knowing KK's history, like she's gonna want to have so much control, and like you have to do this and you have to do this and blah 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 blah. I think a lot of directors, a lot of big name directors, are gonna be like, "Nah, fuck off. I'm out."
I don't think people are gonna want to direct it at all. But I know that it's gonna get written. I just don't think I'm hoping that it doesn't come out. But whatever. I mean, it could be a good storyline with Luke if they fix it. You know, talk about the backstory because what the way they wanted to do it. So
Mhm.
yeah, it could be. I don't know. He says episode
Yeah.
2 was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Not just
Mhm.
the second worst Star Wars movie, but one of the worst movies, period. But he also says episode 3 was phenomenal, mostly. I think
It's
episode
just
3.
fight.
I think episode is good. I think episode 3 is good. I don't think it's I don't believe. I think it's probably the third best Star Wars movie. I think it's the
The
third
third best. It's the best of the prequels for sure.
I think it's the third. Well, I think it's the
Revenge of
third
the
best
Sith?
Star Wars movie.
No.
It's just
The beginning
hilarious.
was fucking stupid as shit. I literally watched it like a few weeks ago.
You
like,
don't like it, so that's okay to say
it's
that.
bad writing. It's just
You don't like it,
doesn't
that's
make any
fine. But
sense
there's
why they
other
get
people
characters.
that like it more than they even like.
You literally changed Padme. You changed the character, who she is. You
They
changed her.
needed to. It was.
She's
once
literally
again,
jumping off
the
of fucking
second
towers, landing
movie
on horses
was
and shit.
terrible.
Alien horses. And then the
This-
next movie, she's like, "Save me! I can't do anything." You know,
They
like-
had to change it from the second movie. We just talked about the second movie being terrible. You said, let's go with that same feeling.
the first movie, she a badass. Second movie was a horrible movie, but her is a badass. Like she fucking literally rips her shirt off and then starts like going ham on killing people.
Oh my God. That's not good, Ty. Last of Us is coming out in April, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
Andor is the best Star Wars streaming series of all Star Wars shows.
Rating wise, yes. Let me bring that down. I'm trying to think what else was. You mean shit? I think you're kind of right. I can't see anything else that was like highly praised, at least by critics.
I could care less about critics with Star Wars because I don't think they even understand what Star Wars really should be.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, what I missed?
the Andor is the best Star Wars streaming series of all the shows.
Um,
What am I supposed to
I'm
be?
I
trying
don't
to look at-
know.
think of the other shows.
yeah, I think the one that I've still like consistently enjoyed is Mandalorian.
Yep.
Yeah,
even-
that's not even close.
I
Oh my
agree.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. I don't know why.
Oh,
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
the hell are we talking
100%.
about?
yeah, I think it's too early. You know, I need at least like more than one season of a certain show to kind of. But I think the worst that I could say about the Mandalorian is it made it spawned a very forgettable spin-off series. One season, you know, the Book of Boba Fett was just very forgettable. It didn't need to exist. And then season 3 of the Mandalorian was just okay, I thought. But it still reigns supreme in terms of the shows for me.
Yeah. The main story, season 1, season 2 of Mandalorian is just amazing Star Wars.
Oh, it's
You know?
amazing, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So, we got to see Luke again. we got, let's see, like a Baby Yoda kind of thing. So like there's all of that, like who's the dad and all that crazy shit, and like yeah, it was so good. Before you go, I got to pee real quick. I got to use the washroom.
That's where I ran off to.
So does Ray movie still have that director, or only documentaries? Yeah,
Didn't it
Ray
lose
movie
its director?
It lost its director. It doesn't have a director right now. Once again, it's had 4 writers, but does not have a director. So all those writers probably dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Then that says April 3rd, Jurassic World Chaos Theory season 3 comes out.
They're on season 3 already.
Brandman looks like Omari Hardwick. I don't know about all that. I don't know.
Let me look
at
that.
this.
Yeah, I have to pull that up.
Like off the back of my head, I have, No, he doesn't. Omari Hardwick,
No,
from Power?
No, there's no way.
From Power?
That dude is a frigging Adonis. I appreciate the compliment, but
that's a compliment, though, man. That's
definitely a compliment. I appreciate it, but I'm not quite on that level.
The way they wrote her didn't help, nor what they did to Boyega. Teasing them both would have being Jedi would have reduced him to a guy with a crush. Yeah, that was fucked up. And then having the triangle go a different way, and then, I mean, even the people that were acting in it don't like it.
Yeah, and even though J.J. Abrams' take was pretty by the numbers when it came to Star Wars, at least he was kind of I think it was obvious he was kind of building up to something with Finn, and then friggin' Ryan Johnson came in and just walked it back.
It's criminal.
Yeah.
It's so bad that Adam Driver was like, I'll never do another Star Wars. That's how bad it was. He was like, yeah, I'm out. No, don't call me, lose my number.
I mean, Boyega too, like, said he ain't doing anymore. I mean, Mark Hamill, I like you said, like, if you fix Luke, I don't think he ever comes back.
No.
You wouldn't use Mark Hamill. I think.
I'm not sure. I didn't see the. I still to this day haven't seen Rise of Skywalker. It's on my blacklist.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to know how bad it is, and it's bad.
But it's not bad because it's the fault. I mean, it is the fault of that movie, but it's also the fault of The Last Jedi, where like you ended the story in the middle of the fucking story. So like number three had to make a new bad guy. Why is he bad? Why did he get here? Fight the bad guy, somehow tie everything together. It was like, what the fuck? Like, it was doomed. It was doomed from the start. Like,
Ray should have been. There's no reason Ray was a Palpatine.
Nah, Ray should have died. And then
he should have been an Obi-Wan Kenobi. First of all,
should have been Kenobi.
She should have been Kenobi's. Right, and her dying would be fine, or even Finn becoming a Jedi and saving her would have been fine too.
Mm-hmm.
But I know KK wouldn't like that, because then you making her seem like she's needs a guy to save her. And I agree with that too. I want her to be a badass, but so dying might have been the best thing. But then you do the same thing you do in the prequels for Padme.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they painted themselves in the corner, and it was going to be bad regardless.
I think they could have let Rey be the hero and die. Like, she should have saved the galaxy, and then Kylo would have been the legit last Skywalker, like the right, So
L says, "Hey y'all, I have no input for Star Wars talk outside of Obi-Wan." What's up, L? With that being said, we can get back into the comments in a second, but let's watch this John Wick Ballerina.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one either.
Yeah. All right, let me put it here. Echo. Right, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Stan Kramer, and we're Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly. We're gonna check. I always get off flip flop, but we're gonna check out the new Ballerina trailer, coming out pretty soon. So, and this is another new trailer that came out a few days ago, I believe.
About 5 days ago, yeah.
5 days ago. So yeah, let's check out this new trailer and then talk a little bit about it.
Here we go.
Oh, my bad.
The Kikimora is a spirit that exists in the shadows. To those with darkness in their hearts, she can be vengeful. But to the innocent, she can be a protector. It's up to you to choose.
Welcome to the Continental.
Checking in.
I'm looking for the tribe with this mark.
Needing to know is what got us banished from the Garden of Eden. Are you prepared to be cast out again, Eve?
Yes. I'd like to go hunting.
Will this be a large or small game hunt?
Ooh,
Large.
shit.
You have no idea what you just walked into.
Cool.
There's a declaration of war if she's not called off.
Perhaps I can send someone to solve the problem.
Baba Yaga. Leave the wolf to its prey.
She sent you here to kill me?
Or you can leave.
I'm not leaving.
Your choice.
This is your fate. And you cannot change it.
Rules.
And consequences.
Nice.
That was
How's it going?
interesting.
Did it give too much away?
I feel like I know the whole movie now.
Yeah, especially with the whole John Wick reveal and how he's going to factor into the plot. Like I said, I don't like when trailers do that. Other than that, from an action standpoint, just like its predecessors, it looks amazing. You know, like more world expansion with John Wick. I hope this does it right in, you know, the Continental series just didn't really work for me as much as I hoped it would. So hopefully this is more a step in the right direction. If they're doing more world expansion in this, looks awesome. Fight choreography and the shootout scenes look pretty much what you expect from John Wick. I think my only hang up really is, does it look too much like John Wick? You know, in terms of the action in the shootout scenes. You know, if it's a different
Copy and
character,
paste.
yeah, and you know, if this is a different character we're focusing on, it kind of would be cool if, you know, I kind of assumed that, you know, her combat style, the shootout scenes would be a little more distinguishable than John Wick, but I'm only speculating from like the little snippets I've seen. Maybe it'll be different when we watch the entire thing. But overall, it looks like a great action movie. I love Ana de Armas, so
Yeah, who would have known she would have been like a good action hero?
Yeah,
Like
you know,
seriously, you know,
right?
because when she showed up in was it 007, one of the James
yeah.
Bond movies, right?
Mhm. Yeah, No Time to Die. She was absolutely she was absolutely adorable in that too, by the way. Her character.
Yeah. Yeah, she was great in that.
But I really like her as an actress. So, she's shown some range. Look at her in Knives Out, and going from that to something like No Time to Die, and then I think didn't she play Marilyn Monroe or something?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing her do something like full on action, like we got a little taste of in No Time to Die, but only this time we get to focus on her for 2.5 hours.
Instead of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What you think, Brian?
I'm not sure. I think that could be too much. I mean, honestly, there's still a lot of questions that are out there. When did this take place? How's John even here? What is he going to do? Is he going to let her go so we can have more movies afterwards? What's
Oh, did he freeze?
I think, yeah.
If not, that's one hell of a cliffhanger. I think he might have froze. Well, while he
or not
freezes.
I was like, oh, or not. Okay.
There you go.
But I worry about it knowing the entire plot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was my one issue, because John Wick showing up in the previous trailer was just he shows up and it looks like he gives her advice and then that's it. I'm like, okay, cool. Here it's like, oh, he's like in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, that's interesting. I don't hate it, but I just think it's weird that you still have to put John Wick in it that much in order to sell it. When I think the trailers with just her sold the movie.
Fine.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's gonna be a good movie. It's gonna be a fun movie, but all John Wick movies are fun. It's over the top action, super silly. I mean, there's gonna be so many times I probably laugh at somebody getting killed in just a super absurd way. But
you don't think it's gonna be a time when you think some of this stuff doesn't make sense? Like when I saw a flamethrower, I was like,
"Oh yeah!"
With people with guns, all it takes is one bullet to blow you up.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what this thing is. I mean, freaking John Wick was on a freaking horse with motorcycles chasing him. I was like, "What are we doing?" It's like, so
obviously it's 1 horsepower.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's over the top. It's silly. It is what it is. It's what the universe is, I think, at this point, which I'm okay with. I just hope it is a good movie and not like Brandman said, not like something like The Continental where they really didn't build the world better.
Yeah.
It was kind of just like, I don't know.
Who came up with the damn title From the World of John Wick Ballerina? What do you...
I mean, but that's you have to connect it to John Wick, right? Like,
that's what makes me worry.
The John Wick universe, the JWU, BWU,
something a little less convoluted.
Yeah, right. The Wickverse.
I'm always probably the one who's more pessimistic about it, but we'll see. I think it looks good. I just don't know if it's going to hit because they showed too much already.
Yeah, we need to bring trailers back that show just enough.
Yeah.
If I want to go see the movie in the theater alongside a bunch of people. I don't want to see it compressed into 2 minutes. Kind of leave something for the big reveal.
They could have stopped it with him just stepping off the train.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
That's what the other trailers did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was kind of thrown back at that because not that I'm gonna hate it, and I'm just not saying that, but like you said it. Leave the big reveal to be on the big screen. You know. So I don't know.
I mean,
Obviously, he doesn't
the best
lose,
thing
right?
about
I mean,
yeah, he can't. But the best part about John Wick was that he, it was word of mouth. People feel like, oh, this is such a good thing that other people are telling you have to go see this, and now it's going to be like you kind of already know what's going on. So there's nothing surprising about this yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You messed up a potentially big, cool reveal.
Yeah. But we'll see. Maybe there's another reveal. I don't know. Maybe this is after, the last John Wick, and not a prequel like we all expect.
Which they potentially could. We never saw a body.
That'll
piss me off. I won't.
Yeah, that would piss me off too. It's like, oh, so you just jump right back into doing the same shit? Okay, like, which I doubt that's what it is. I'm pretty sure it's a prequel to somewhere before the last movie, but yeah.
Like I don't know when he had time, just randomly to know that he was Baba Yaga and everyone's afraid of him. Like when did he have time to do this? But whatever.
In between him going from New York to the middle of the desert in, I forgot where was somewhere in the Middle East or something like that. In between there, like before he ran out.
Before that, he went to Russia to handle something and then did it. Okay, gotcha.
Quick detour. But yeah, that's our thoughts for the new Ballerina trailer. I don't know. I mean, we're obviously gonna go see it, because we're all John Wick fans. Definitely go see it and review it when it comes out in June. But we were hearing from you guys. Leave a comment down below. That's what you guys think about it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Come and join us every Monday and Thursday when we talk about movies, TV, other trailer reactions like we just did here. But we appreciate everyone in the replay and everyone in the live chat. And you guys stick around because we're going to move into your comments right now. Oh, shit. See, I know where you left off at. It was like right after that, right?
Paused.
Tank, do you know who Rob Reiner is? I know he directed some stuff. He's acted in some stuff.
I think he directed The Princess Bride.
Yeah, Princess Bride, Spinal Tap.
As you will.
He did Harry Met Sally.
Yep.
Harry Met Sally, yeah.
Harry Met Sally was a great one. Yeah. But I think he's doing the Spinal Tap too. I know there's like a teaser trailer out for that.
Did we ever see the Happy Gilmore teaser trailer?
No, I haven't seen anything from Happy Gilmore.
You haven't seen it yet?
No.
You need to watch this.
I hate Ryan Johnson. Will never forgive him for that Last Jedi. Ruined everything. 100% agree. For sure. Episode 7, a regular person swinging it like wrong. Yeah, exactly. He would end up cutting off his arm or worse. Yeah. But like a robot chicken kind of thing. Grabs the lightsaber and like chop off both of his legs.
Then becomes Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Sith. My girl Anna. Yeah, she's pretty awesome. Who's that? Amari is Adonis. Someone get this cute up here. Was there a reference to something when I was gone?
Yeah. So
yeah,
Ty said that that Brandon looks like Amari, the dude off of
Amari Hardwick.
Yeah, Hardwick. Yeah, I was like, no, and he said no.
Yeah, I said no.
It's like it's but like a tank. And I was like, yeah, well, yeah.
I'm like, that dude's an Adonis. I can't compete with that.
And that's what she's saying. Just get the cutie a mirror. You just gotta look.
Just turn around and look in the glass.
In the glass when I'm here, right?
Reflection. You're supposed to get the first Avatar 3 trailer this week. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This will be coming soon.
I'm curious to see it. I think the Avatar movies are fun. I go see them every Christmas with my family on IMAX 3D. We're probably going to do the same thing this year.
Every other year.
every year. Every 3 years or however. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited for this one. We're getting the Fire Tribe or whatever it's gonna be called.
Yeah.
Very very clever of James Cameron to put the Fire Nation before the Earth Kingdom in his Avatar movies.
That's coming next. You know that, right?
I was like,
number
totally.
4.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They dig underground. They live underground. Yeah.
They're kind of blind.
But no, I think the Avatar movies are fun. You know,
they're pretty.
They're fun to look at in 3D.
Yeah.
You know, if you do anything short of like a huge IMAX screen and not in 3D, it doesn't quite land. But you know, I think James Cameron did what he set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, props to him for waiting to perfect the
technology,
the technology for it. I respect that. I
15 years or something like that, 20 years, whatever.
Yeah. I respect that about him. So
yeah, it's a lot. See a bunch of you guys talking about the Wick. That I'm sold. Kane said I'm so really excited. John Wick as a heel.
I mean, but he can't.
I really didn't think of it as a heel, but
yeah, I thought that he
don't
was
really
sit
look
there.
at it like that.
Yeah, it's just
maybe he's
somebody's
right.
paid off. Yeah, but
She called him and said, "You have to go there for the family."
Yeah. Get around watching Jackson. Yeah, watch. They're fun. They're fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of action if you don't mind, like crazy death scenes.
Parabellum's awesome.
Yeah, Parabellum's awesome. I
That
don't know
might
the
have been-
trailer shows too much of the movie. It does. I'm sold. Don't need to see anymore until it drops. Yeah, I'll.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Parabellum might have been my favorite of the series.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What
Yeah,
did
that
you just
one
say?
was
I
awesome.
heard it was taking place in
Oh
between
yeah, it
what?
said John Wick 2 and John Wick 3, which would make sense because 3 is when he starts his journey on getting like his freedom, and then number 2, like it's still like he's like in, but he you don't know how in. Oh no, at number 2 they fake his death, right?
Yeah, he got shot off a building.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. My big like source of disappointment, even though I did enjoy chapter 4, the end of chapter 3 kind of teased like it was going to be like a big
No, I'm wrong. 2 is when he kills dude in the hotel, right?
Yeah. Wasn't even mad at him for that either. Screw that guy. And then 3 was the big like when he was excommunicado and like everyone was after him.
And that's when he killed him. So at the end of 2, the end of 2 was he said, I give you time, and he says, I'll kill them. I'll kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's on the run after 2, so how can he get into and just kind of walk mosey on down on the train if everyone's after him to kill him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It would have to be after 1 before 2. It's before John Wick 1. Can't be before John Wick 1 because he was retired.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to, and he's
way
way too old.
After 1, before 2.
Before 2.
It could be
before he was
between
asked
3
to
and
kill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It could be you know, not quite between 3 and 4, but you know, as he's kind of potentially after the prologue for chapter 4, like when he, you know, kind of gets rehabilitated when he's in hiding with Lawrence Fishburne's character. Because if you remember, we cut from that to him like riding a horse in the Middle East. You know, could be a little bit before that.
Yeah, end of 1 he's on. End of 1 he's on the run.
End of 2 he's on the run.
End of 2 he's on the run. You know, end of 1 was the final shot. Was he gets that new dog?
No, end of 1 he wasn't on the run, wasn't he?
No, he just got the new dog.
No.
He went back to the house.
He went back to the house. Yeah.
He's recovering
because he still owed the favor. So he might have, because he got stuck back into the game. No. So at the end of 1, he wasn't on the run yet.
So in the 1 would be the time
2,
because the problem with 3 is he's fucked up.
Mhm.
Just fell off a building multiple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. And 3 to 4, like you could do a Brandman said, but the whole point is he was hiding that whole time. You know,
But
like
we assumed that the favor was when he got out that he already had that favor. Could it be possible that he got that favor for going to handle this problem? You know what I'm saying? He went back to the Russians. He handled this problem, went back to the Russians because he already handled this.
Mhm.
And that was the reason why she had to honor his favor.
Yeah.
We had like 1,000.
Yeah, I know.
comments.
Collector's out. All right, have a good night, Collector. Appreciate you coming in.
See you, man.
See, Collector.
It said the 5th movie of Avatar is supposed to take place on Earth.
Yep.
Okay, that'd be interesting. But I think it would get rid of the magic if they do that, right? Because then you're back on Earth. Now you have these big giant blue things running around in New York City.
Yeah, but
it's
is Earth falling apart or something like that? Like I thought all Earth was like a wasteland. And that's why they had to come for all the natural resources. That's why they're going all across the galaxy for the natural resources.
I gotta watch 1 again because I thought it was just a mining, like they're just getting that unobtainium.
Unobtainium.
Fucking name.
But I thought he left Earth for a reason.
Well, you know, he was his brother's replacement for the Avatar program.
Yeah.
And they promised him the use of his legs.
It's been a while since I watched the first one, so I have to remember.
The extended cut of it actually showed a little bit of Earth, like a lot more than we saw in the theatrical cut.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like the Avatar movies. I like Mama Bear's thought right here. I like how she thinks. She goes, Avatar is definitely fun. Aang and the gang are legends. Yes. When you say Avatar, that's my first thought as well.
I remember when I first heard it, I was like, what the hell is this?
Dances with Space Smurfs. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Just you say you're going back and forth on an actor to focus on, end up choosing Jesse Plemons. Choose oh my god, why do you keep Tillman? What the hell? From Severance. Melchick.
No.
Tremel
Tillman. Yeah.
Focus on him. He's new-ish to the scene. You know, I think he's.
I need us to go start doing some Twitter stalking and finding him. And everyone else is getting all these actors from Severance, and I'm like, man,
there you go, Ty. Find him. Tell him, hey, go on Spoiler Kings.
Because
I would love to have him on Spoiler Kings, man.
Julie B. Deep Dives just got got someone from Severance right now.
That Mark, whatever.
Yeah. He's going around doing all type of stuff. So you have to go ask though. That's all you do is ask.
But he's starting to blow up, and I think he has acting chops where I think once we see him in the new Mission Impossible this summer, if his part isn't like cut too short, like if he shows what he can do, I think he's gonna be somebody big. He's cool. He's a cool guy. So.
Now give me a second.
Oh yeah, go for it. Just make sure it's parody or a fan account. Yeah, exactly. It's before John. Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, my username is Jesse Plemons fan. But Jesse Plemons is good. Like he doesn't need like any big support. Like he can kind of get any role. I think he wants. I mean, shit. He got the Civil War role just for being on set.
Just for being on set.
Yeah. Like, hey, you want to do this?
In the 5 minutes is one of the longest 5 minutes of my life.
Yeah, he was so good in that.
Mm-hmm.
He was so good in that.
I don't call him Jesse Plemons. I call him Meth Damon.
I need to do a Photoshop of them next to each other, and I'm like, this is Matt Damon. This is Meth Damon. But Jesse Plemons is really good. Like,
yeah, he's a great actor.
That cowboy western one he did with Doctor Strange, and his wife.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot what it was called. That was good. That was a weird movie, but it was good. He was really good in it.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like Ana de Armas might have been given the contract for John Wick. Well, I think they make it seem like in the trailer that they call John Wick to handle the ballerina.
Yeah, that's what the trailer kind of implied. At least, that's how I was looking at it.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
I've always been stuff with Jesse Plemons. Yeah, he's good. There's rumors of Jesse Plemons playing the Beast in the Marvels reboot. I wouldn't hate that. I don't hate that.
Me neither. I could kind of see him as Hank McCoy.
Yeah, he's got the voice. He's got the acting chops.
Yeah.
He's not. I don't know how tall he is.
Yeah,
but I mean, throw him in some freaking platforms or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be CGI anyway. I'm assuming, right?
So
it'll probably
matter,
either be I see them going CGI with Beast, kind of like they did at the end of the Marvels.
Yeah.
Part of me just kind of I'm like continue with Kelsey Grammer. It doesn't get much more perfect than him, but they probably want someone younger with more longevity.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. How old is Jesse Plemons?
I think he's only like 36, 37.
No, really?
Yes,
Holy shit.
he's 36
Wow.
years old.
Mm-hmm.
36.
Wait,
So
how old is his wife?
Kirsten
Dunst has got to
Yeah.
be like 42, 41, something like that.
Okay. Ty was on it. 36.
Mhm.
Dude.
So yeah, I'd be good
he
with.
he looks like he's her grandfather.
Yeah, he looked way older.
Yeah.
Way older.
Mhm. Yeah, Kirsten Dunst can still pass for late 20s, early 30s with,
No, when you saw her in Civil War, she looks like she's
Looks
definitely
a little bit older.
40.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of part of the narrative. She was playing like a military, like a war photographer who had seen some shit.
Yeah,
So
but that's how she looks, though. I think that's exactly what she looks like. She's 40. She's attractive 40-year-old. 40 doesn't mean ugly.
no, absolutely
Like
not.
40 doesn't mean old. 40 looks like
41 isn't
the power of the
ancient at all.
dog. The power of the dog.
That's the one.
That's the cowboy movie. And she's in it, and then there she looks her age as well.
this is what she is, though. That's the age she is. So that's not like a problem. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Meth Damon.
Meth Damon.
I'm
He's
looking at a
Meth
picture of him. I'm like, Jesus. Man, we've known Kristen Dunst since Kirsten. I hated her name. I don't know. Here. Since what, she was 8? How old was she in Interview with the Vampire?
She had to be like 10 or 11.
Yeah, she was young.
Was she 11? I can see 11.
Mm-hmm.
I say, 11. Yeah, she was 11 when she started filming. Damn, we know her since she was 11. That's wild, man. That is crazy. Since 1990.
Wasn't she in Little Women before she was in that?
She sure was in Little.
Was Interview with the Vampire first? I don't.
I think Interview with the Vampire was first, and Little Women, I think, was later that year.
It was the same year.
Yeah,
Little Women was 94. And where the hell is Interview with the Vampire?
December 94, though.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I think Interview with the Vampire was like April or May of 94, and then
November of 94.
Where?
Oh wow.
Where did I get May from?
One's November, the other one's December. Because I was like, yeah, it's right around the same time. Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
94 to 95 was a pretty busy year for her because
Did she do Jumanji?
December
yeah.
95.
Yeah.
Was another one?
Small Soldiers. She was in Small Soldiers, which that's a super underrated movie.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
But then she did like the Get Over It and
yeah, she was she was doing the early 2000s rom-coms.
Yeah.
Greedy.
I remember that one with Michael J.
That was
Fox.
94 too.
Mhm.
That was 94 too.
Yeah.
That was in March of 94.
Yeah.
Nah. Okay, instead of going over that, maybe we should probably do Snow White or Daredevil or
let's talk about which one should we talk about?
We can do Snow. I think Snow White we can probably knock out pretty quick.
Okay.
I think it's very cut and dry.
Mm-hmm.
We got Martrell, what's up? Said I always remember Jesse Plemons being the bully from Like Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. That is
I kind of
throwback.
Yeah, and thinking
Bully
about that.
Wow.
Yeah, thinking about that, I always consider Jesse Plemons to be one of the people who was taunting James Vanderbeek into throwing the football in Varsity Blues. If anyone remembers that. He's chicken.
Oh my god, I do not. I remember that character. I didn't know that was him though.
Yep.
Wow. I love that movie though. That was a great movie. I always do that. I go fucking tan, when they go see this teacher in the strip club. Man. All right, let's talk Snow White. Get it done. All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brian the Grizzly, Brandman Brandon, and we're going to talk about the new Snow White film that just came out. Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, main two. Remake from the 1937 animated film from Disney. One of the first animated films ever. I believe the first animated film ever, feature film. So, yeah, it is a movie that finally deserves a remake, but it's in the mix of all these other live action remakes, so it just kind of gets lost in all of the messiness of these live action remakes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're gonna get to our ratings at the end, our likes, our dislikes, and everything, some other stuff. So if you're in the live chat, leave a comment, let us know what you guys think about Snow White, and then we'll get to that at the end of the review. But before we jump into all that, Brian, you got a rundown of what Snow White is about?
You want me to review Snow White?
Or synopsis?
The synopsis. Of it just says Snow White. You know it. It literally says that. This is Snow White. You know it. It's been 90 years, guys. You know what Snow White is. With the seven dwarfs and having a parent's mother dies. The evil witch comes in and bears her father. Father goes off, is lost, traveling. She's stuck with her evil stepmother, and she has an adventure that kind of goes through everything. But we all know the story of Snow White, so
yeah. But this one changes it. I'm sure we'll discuss a little bit of that.
Well, it start just from the beginning. It started. It changed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
From the name.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, they went to the folklore than the Disney lore for that, which makes sense, especially when you have Rachel Zegler. But cool. Yeah, we'll jump into our likes. Brandman, what are some things you liked about this movie?
I thought Rachel Zegler was the MVP of the movie. I thought she did a great job from an acting and singing standpoint. look, I have no dog in the fight when it comes to Snow White. I can't get angry at whatever it was she said a few years back or a couple months ago, however long it was. So I'm not invested enough to be bothered or about whatever it was that she happened to say that has triggered so many people. I thought the music was pretty solid. Even the way that it was filmed and like the color palette really was really good because it made it feel more whimsical and fairy tale-esque, which I thought was appropriate. And I wasn't bothered by a little, like most of the CG. And yeah, I thought it was fine. I'm not out to venomously get this movie as everyone else seems to. I thought it was fine. It was passable. And yeah.
Okay. What are you, Brian? What's some likes?
It was fine. No, just gonna be. No, Rachel Zegler did a good job acting. I think the changes they made to the story were pretty good. They try to be inclusive in the way the people that are there, different type of people, races, and make sure everyone was all there.
Yeah.
The music at the beginning I thought was really good. The benevolence of the king from the beginning was good. I mean, trying to show those things. The mirror part was. I have some issues with that, so I can't talk about that. I think they tried to make it more inclusive, as I said, and try to bring it into more of a world that is more idealistic. So I thought that trying to do that was good. And I like the way it looked. There's a lot of parts that were beautiful.
Yeah, for me, yeah, the way it looked is the first thing that pops because, like, just the color palette, like Brandman said, was just it felt very fairy tale. It had that fairy tale look to it, throughout. Like whether it be with the evil queen, everything being dark and like menacing, but also very, still like shiny, to this the aura they put around like Snow White and stuff like that. And the graphics weren't too bad. At first I was kind of like I'm not digging the dwarfs, but then I kind of like Dopey was kind of cool. It just I have issues with the dwarfs, but some of the other CGI with like the animals I thought was very animated, so it also felt very fairy tale like. So some of the CGI was good. I thought the dwarfs looked okay for being CGI. But I also have an issue. You don't like how they looked? I didn't mind how they looked. I just have an issue of they should have been people, but we'll get into that later.
There's no reason for them to not be people.
No. Yeah, I agree. But yeah. And the songs were good. Songs were especially the first few ones, like Whistle While You Work song was like, I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a reason why this is like a classic, like there's some really good songs. Some bad ones too, though, but some good ones.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the problem. It was also bad stuff too.
Yeah, but and like Brian, you said, like I didn't mind the change of the story. Kind of instead of her being this like helpless kind of woman, and then the knight in shining armor comes and saves her. If they went that route, fine, whatever. But I like kind of how they changed it, and it's her story to tell. It's her father, it's her kingdom that she lived in. So I was like, okay, I liked it. I didn't mind it as much as I thought I would have. But yeah, that's pretty much for my likes. I'm sure there's some other, but those are the main things. Yeah, we'll get into our negatives. Brandman, what's some issues you had?
I can no longer lie to myself about Gal Gadot. I used to be a pretty big apologist for her in terms of her acting skills and would say that she's only as good as the content that she's working with, or just, but she's not a very good actress, and this just kind of I think this was the final reinforcement. Acting wise, she was bad in it. I can't even defend her with because of her looks anymore. She was just awful in this. Her line delivery um is just awful. She talks she almost talks like it hurts to talk.
I was gonna say, she only has one like tone or inflection to her
Yeah.
voice. Like
Mhm.
it's just like that's it. That's all you get.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't apologize for her anymore. And don't even get me started on the songs that she was lip syncing to, or the voice that she was lip syncing to that was clearly not hers. Um, it was it was just bad. I think the most I could give her is, she looked she looked good in the costumes,
Mhm.
but yeah, that was it. And as much as I didn't mind the CG, like the CG Seven Dwarfs was a little much at times. They could have just gotten little people actors for that.
Mhm.
Um, and the prince, I'm not really sure why they basically made him Flynn Rider.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, not needed. And then his sidekicks or his merry men or whatever you want to call them. They could have been cut completely, and you wouldn't have even noticed. And plus they just felt forced and out of place. If I want to see like if I want to see people like that, I'll go to Portland.
Okay.
But those were mine.
Like hipster force
Yeah,
rebellion rebels.
Mhm.
Yeah. What about you, Brian? Put some negatives.
I don't even know how to even say anything about that. After that, I'll say this: I watched it with my children, and they left twice.
Mhm.
It was boring.
Mhm.
It was straight up. It was boring. So I mean, I don't think it was. It might have been written okay, but there's nothing about it that was entertaining enough to even hold a child's like attention. So isn't that kind of like the point? So I really don't care about anyone's acting or non-acting or any of that stuff, because honestly, I think that whole part was miscast. So that's their fault at the beginning. If you miscast something, then F it. Like it's your fault. You shouldn't have been doing it. So, but the criminal part of it is that you have Snow White and you didn't make it entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. I have a problem with the movie because of that. I'll say that I don't understand why she's asking the mirror who's the fairest of them all. I still don't understand that.
Well, they kind of changed that too, which I thought was weird. Like fair meant something different.
Yeah, but they changed in the middle, because if she knew she had to be that, why would she then be her something she was at the beginning? So it didn't make sense, and I don't know. I have the movie should have been better. That's why I'm gonna leave it. I won't say that it should have been a better movie. But there's issues with the whole thing. There's this just over just because it just was not entertaining overall.
Yeah. That was the same issue I had. It was overall it was just boring, like you said, where it was just none of it was engaging. It felt like I was watching the 1937 one, where it was just like you kind of go through the motions of this very stereotypical, because it's so old kind of story, and even with the changes they did in it, I was still like okay, like at the end of the movie it was just like, ugh, it was just kind of just boring. and then like again, like I didn't mind the looks of the dwarves. Still, at the end of the day, it's like they should have hired little people. They should have done it. I know there's the whole Peter Dinklage kind of thing, and he's kind of the reasons why, he said, and they kind of like listen to him instead of listening to the community kind of thing. But they should have brought in little people. It made sense. And then like Brandman said, like the whole Robin Hood, Merry Men, Forest Rebellion thing, cool idea. It should have been more than just like 5 dudes. like what? Either get rid of it altogether.
Of these 4 people, what?
Yeah, get rid of it altogether, or make it an army. Make it a small little army. Of like 50, 60 people. Like 5, 6 dudes ain't gonna do nothing. And that just kind of took it out for me. I was like, oh, you could have cut that out. You already have a group of like guys in the dwarves that the 7 dwarves that are helping her. And then like Brandman, I remember Brandman telling me was it Saturday, off stream and stuff, that like her singing was really bad. I was like, is it gonna be really that bad? It's a Disney movie.
It was bad.
It's bad. It's bad. Like
she has
you can tell the way they
has
shot
an accent. She has an accent, and you got someone who doesn't have an accent to sing it. It was weird.
It's but it's just the acting, like I said, like the tone, the inflection, like most of the time is just really like this. She got the job because she looked cool in the suit, which she looked awesome.
Which she did,
like when she was the hag, I was laughing. That shit was hilarious because it sounded stupid. She looked stupid with whatever makeup they did on her. It was like,
but is that her fault?
It's not her fault. No.
And I was having trouble. Yeah, I was having trouble pegging it when she was the old hag. Was that makeup or was that CG?
I think it was CG with possibly some makeup.
No, I think there's some
and a
makeup
different
to
voice. Because then the voice was also like a voice changer. Like it was her voice, but it sounded different. It was really weird. Like I just felt like they should have got like just somebody different, because you can
cast
tell,
someone different. 100%.
Yeah, because you can tell like here's this super attractive woman in this weird makeup CGI thing. Like you can tell because like her lips and her nose. I was like, you could like it felt off. Like it legit made me laugh.
That mirror thing didn't make any sense to me. So first it was like the prettiest and how good you look, and then it was like the fairest, and they just pulled that out of nowhere. Just like it's like,
well, she pulled it out when she stood up to when Snow White stood up to the queen, and she goes, oh, you have to be truthful to the people, and she goes, oh, that's what the fair really is, or she said something along those lines, and then the mirror copied that. It's like, oh, fair is blah blah blah. And then by the end of the movie, they're like, oh, it's not just beauty, it's this and that. Like the mirror just went off on what being fair is. I was like, okay, but yeah.
So it can just be beauty. You gotta explain that away.
Yeah. Although Rachel was
she's fine.
She's well, I mean,
she was better as Snow White. Yeah, exactly. But she was better as Snow White. The problem was whatever, just
yeah. But yeah, so that's our negatives. Let's get on with our official ratings with it. So here's Spoiler Kings. We do now, later, never. Now means you got to run to the theater, go check it out now. Later means you can wait till it's at home on streaming on Disney Plus, and never just means skip it. It's not even worth the time of day. Brandman, what you giving Snow White?
I'll give it a later. It's not anything you have to rush out to see in the theater. You can it's very much a watch it on streaming type movie. It was fine. I thought that despite a lot of the controversy leading up until, I thought Rachel Zegler was pretty solid. Gal Gadot gave a performance that's pretty much expected of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. Just nothing really you need to rush out to see. Made a decent amount of trip ups, like with sometimes there was an overabundance of CG. Some scenes seemed rushed. what they did with the Prince character, I thought was just lame, and his sidekicks.
Prince. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just all right. Watching on like I said, Disney Plus one Sunday.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Excuse me. What about you, Brian? What you giving it?
I'm almost at never, but I'm on a low end later. It should have been a Disney Channel movie, not even streaming. Because like you want to put it like at streaming. I mean, there's some stuff on streaming. I think it was more. It was they didn't give it enough respect. You know, I am not a Snow White fan. You know, this is not like I'm not the one you're making it for. But my girls should be the ones.
Mm-hmm.
And
Agreed.
when they stand up and they leave, I have to go find them. I'm like, maybe this might not even be a later, but I'm going to give it later. But I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge, Joe. If you don't understand your target audience, man, maybe this might be a problem. Because there are other people that love Snow White, right?
Snow White, right? Yeah.
So make a movie for the people that love Snow White.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want to
do that.
Yeah, you never want to alienate your the fan base. Like I said, I'm not too invested in Snow White, but I understand that as a fan base, they're probably the first ones that you kind of want to placate or not talk down to.
Mm-hmm.
I understand Rachel Zegler said something opposite to what I just said that pissed off a bunch of people.
Yeah, she backtracked it, you know, kind of like, I really meant this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I read it today. I was looking at all the stuff she said, and it's like,
gotcha.
It's not like the world kind of stuff. Like, whatever.
Yeah, people are just kind of tripping, you know. Like that girl didn't do anything to me, so.
But I mean, it did hurt the sales of this movie
a
little bit, and that's just those are facts. But it's not. She's the best part of the movie. So who am I to sit here and say anything about her? Like without her, this movie is even worse than a Disney Channel movie. Like this is Zeon the sequel. Like that's how bad it could be without Rachel Zegler. So I'm gonna give it a low end later.
Yeah, then that's why I'm probably gonna give it a never, because like you're not missing out on anything. Like there's a couple good songs, you know. The Hi Ho, which it just sounded like how it came back from the old movie. Like I hear that at Disney World, and it sounded exactly the same. You know, the What's the Way You Work, I thought was a good song. You know, I'm like, oh, that was really good.
Yeah, I like that one.
I mean, besides that, I'm like, that's not worth seeing it. You know, like the Queen, you know, she doesn't do anything. You know, like we didn't get anything cool from this movie where I would be like, oh, you have to see this more than the animated. Watch the animated. You know,
you'd be like Raymond and watch it and fall asleep.
Right?
Yeah. The reason
See
why
how comfortably I'm slouching right now.
Yeah, but yeah, this for me, it's a never, man. It's a never. It's just don't waste your time with it. You know, I mean, even like as a Disney, I guess I consider myself a Disney adult. Like I still just didn't really care for it.
I just think the people that love Snow White probably would hate the movie.
Yeah, they would just flat out hate it. But that's our thoughts for this Snow White remake from almost 100 years later, from 1937 to 2025. You know, we get a remake from it. But if you're in the live chat, stick around. We're gonna get to some of the box office, some of the other stuff. If you're watching on the replay, appreciate you guys coming in, checking us out on our discussion. Leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think about Snow White. Do you like it? Do you hate it? You somewhere in between? You know, let us know what you guys think. And then make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button.
And you know what? Just for the record, I do not find this movie like the massive train wreck everyone's review bombing it and making it out to be. It's passable. It's you know, it was pretty competently put together. I'm trying to look at it as fair as possible. It was fine. It's not really anything that I'm going to rush out to rewatch again, even when it comes to on streaming, because like I said, I was never a big Snow White fan. I was more, Beauty and the Beast and Lion King and Aladdin and stuff like that. But I didn't think it was the total waste of celluloid everyone's making it out to be.
If it was just one of a handful of live actions, I would have been like, okay. Now it's one of like over a dozen shitty ones. It kind of goes down with all the rest. So, but I mean, it's not the worst, but
No,
it's definitely not the best. But cool. Yeah, appreciate all you guys. If you're on the replay, thank you guys so much. If you're watching live, stick around because we're gonna get into all your comments right now.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it away from me being who I am, a 40-year-old man.
Say hi.
Talking about Snow White. No, I'm keeping it with my kids.
Say hi.
Look
How are you awake?
Say hi. Say hi. You got
hi. Hi.
Say hi. Say
Hey, Mama.
hi.
But you're usually the one that sleep.
He is. I saw him wake up. I'm like,
that's why I'm like, what?
I'm gonna have to go upstairs and put him back to bed. No, if it's not one, it's the other, man. Yeah, so Erica brought him down here, and he's like, because he like never comes down here. So,
probably been a year since he's been down there again.
Yeah, it's been a while. Shit, man, it was probably the last time he was like a baby.
He was.
Now he's saying hi and everything. Yeah. So, I'm gonna.
This is the end of the show.
You want to end the show? Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, kind of late anyway. But yeah, we'll talk Daredevil. I don't know if you want to go through the comments or not.
I was just talking about. Kenny said the controversy was stupid. We know a certain demographic is mad at Disney hiring, even though they never planned on watching it. That's true. But if you're gonna do that, then let's make sure it's not bad.
Yeah.
That's a good judge of kids' movies, Brian. Took me to my 6-year-old and my to see Snow White episode 2 in theaters, and Star Wars, episode 2 in theaters, and she had 2 bathroom breaks. Inside Out 2, she was on the edge of her seat the whole time with no breaks. Exactly.
Yeah. And that was gonna be like, I want to know what your girls thought, because they're at that age where it's made for them. So
they started off like really like this, and then eventually they're like, all right, I'm going to the bathroom. Then I had to get up and go find them.
They were in the arcade room.
I'm like, where are you guys going? You see how popcorn's being made, Daddy? What?
Watch popcorn.
Peter Dinklage spoke out against divorce, saying that it was all stereotypes. So they tried the 7 magic hobos. And of course, course corrected when people hated it.
Yeah. So the magic hobos thing, I don't think that was ever a thing, because those magic hobos are in the movie. They're just the rebels,
Yeah.
So I wonder if that picture that we saw, like everyone was losing their mind on screen, or on that screenshot, was like everyone assuming what it was, but yeah. I'm gonna run. You want to finish up? I'm gonna run.
Yeah, go ahead. Go. Bye. Get out.
All right. Yeah. Later, everyone.
See you guys. So I'm fine with actors lip syncing. Happens all the time, but her songs weren't good, and her inability to give emotion made it feel flat. Totally understand that. I agree with the mirror thing. At no point was she fairer than Snow White. By that definition of fair we got, there was no point. So what's she even trying to fight for? I don't even understand. Like, it didn't make it sense, because you killing her, the next person who stands up could be fairer than you. But that doesn't even make sense. It didn't make sense at all. Oh man, oh well.
Yeah.
So I saw a post about some white about YouTuber saying Snow White failed. We did, boys. A wild grown man. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Congratulations, you're a virgin.
Brandman, you sleepy? that movie Snow White is butt trash. Can't juice.
My sleepy what?
You're sleepy. You're sleepy because
Oh,
you're asleep.
he can't differentiate between your and your.
No, but in text lingo, that is something that's already happened. So I mean, and don't talk about shit on his birthday. Come on, bro. What the hell's wrong with you? Guys, I went to go see
Learn the
Mickey
difference and I
17
won't.
yesterday. That is such an old man take. I went to see Mickey 17 yesterday. Best film of the year. My bad.
I liked Mickey 17.
Thank you. Go to bed. Best movie of the year. It's making my head. I'm tired. Go to bed. It's a night tank. All right. After that, we're gonna get out of here too. Let's see. I'm glad Tank is going to go put his son to sleep. I'm gonna go put myself to sleep, and we'll let Brandman go to sleep too. So we're gonna get out of here. We will be back on Thursday. I wouldn't talk about Daredevil, but this time we'll be able to talk about the last 3 shows because we're getting 2 shows dropping tomorrow evening. So that's gonna be a whole lot of fun. We can talk about the season finale of Reacher, what happens with that.
That is on Thursday.
We could also talk about Magazine Dreams because I saw it and Jonathan Majors is pretty awesome. So we'll do that on Thursday. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to Mama Bear. Thank you to Kenny for being here. Sheed, happy birthday again this weekend. Ty, always appreciate you being here because you guys would really make the show great. Delta Dan, of course. B, love it. Love you. Montreal, thanks for coming in. We got Anzo, who it should be almost 2 a.m. for you. We got Profess. Always appreciate you coming in here. Nanette, who had all type of great things. Fernando, with all your great comments. L dropping in for a second. That's always fun. Who you probably owe me about $50,000 in comic book sales. It's all your fault. Maria, appreciate you. What else do we have in here? I know I gotta go to Collector because Collector's always the first person in here. Thank you for being here with us, guys. And if anyone I missed, I apologize, but you guys are literally the reason why we do the show, and you want us to make this entertaining thing to do. Really appreciate you guys. And of course, Delta Dan, you're gonna rub it in. That's only 1024 where you live. Terrible, man. With that being said, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Man, appreciate you guys coming in, talking to us, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Yep. See you guys Thursday.
See you later.
All right. Happy birthday, She.